Hello and welcome all. This is Dice of Ages, presenting CrestVahllen, the Argent Flame, episode 45. Welcome to Styrcragg. I'm your not-so-humble Dungeon Master, TJ, and without further ado, let's get into the recap of the previous episode, shall we? Alrighty then. Eleazar is flung through the air as a large insectoid-like subterranean creature known as an Umber Hulk bursts through the cavern wall near the party. The Argent Flame are caught by surprise, but Cole is able to slow the Dragonborn's fall into the seemingly bottomless pit, allowing Trisheni to teleport him to safety. Several more Umber Hulks emerge from the stone, as well as one with an illithid-like head with several glowing yellow eyes. Ermgrim enlarges himself, and Cole becomes confused as the combat rages on. Eventually, the mercenary group emerge victorious, and Ermgrim divulges that ceramorphosis, or ceramorphosis, the process in which mind flayers create more of themselves through transforming other humanoids, has unprecedentedly affected said Umber Hulk, becoming a cause for great concern. An Umber Hulk nest is found within the tunnels, as well as a way for the carts to circumvent the pit. The caravan continues north, soon arriving at the outpost at the intersection where the Triway splits off to the approach to Styrcragg. The Argent Flame rests and receives the rest of their payment as the Saltpeter caravan continues north to Thule Morbed. Log has a dream where Moonchild feels weakened by the lack of lunar presence, and the gang wakes on the 27th of High Lock. Now, let's get back to the action. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Hello and welcome back to Dice of Ages presents CrestVahllen, the Argent Flame. Last we left off, our group and our band of misfits and heroes were headed east from the intersection on the 27th of High Lock to finally get to Styrcragg. Ermgrim does pipe up and says, kind of licks one of his fingers, lights it on fire. You see like the wind pull it a certain way. That way. And he walks to a wall. Shouldn't be a problem. Makes another big hole. And we go. And he just kind of does one of these things. Ooh, that's a nice steep one. Well, we don't have to worry about the carts anymore. And he just crosses his hands and just...
Water slides?
Yeah, water slides straight down this thing. Except it's more of like a dust slide than anything.
Amazing. Before we all follow down, who would like to roll for the heart? Because it is the day that it recharges. Anybody?
I did it last time.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, come on.
Not this dice, though.
Cast Mage Armor and give good berries before we leave.
That's a negative.
Oh, negative?
Well, no, I don't.
Oh, a negative. I was going to say, you got a -1?
No.
What the hell?
No. I meant we didn't recharge the heart.
Okay.
Is what I meant.
Negative Ghost Rider.
It's like it's imaginary numbers we're dealing with.
The minus dice have the
Just a failure for the heart.
I told you to stop using those non-Euclidean die. Great.
So negative Ghost Rider.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Okay.
That's a negative Ghost Rider. All right, cool. So you guys, everybody pop in and slide down into the dark.
First.
whoa, what are we doing? Whoa.
Ermgrim cut a tunnel, and
Into
it's
the
like
tunnels.
slides down, and he just whee, down into the darkness.
Cole's a little better today. Yeah, Cole will do that.
Okay, cool.
Can I see to the bottom?
No, because it curves before your sight ends.
Cole will do his belt before he does that, just so he's not blind sliding down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just
Conk lays down, and I'm gonna surf him.
ding, 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 ding. Perfect. Awesome.
And
I feed the mimics.
Surfing under dark.
You
Okay.
at least could potentially like duck if there's an overhang.
You feed the mimics while you're.
Before we leave in the morning.
Yeah, sure.
Give 'em
As you and then you hop on Conk.
Yep.
yeah, I'll use my cape as like the, like basically like a sack that you would use. on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
slide,
yeah, yeah.
to slide down and,
You got
and
it.
have Shakar on my head so I can see.
He's just like constantly has his wings out because he has to in order to stay on you. Cool. You guys all pop down. It's pretty smooth ride. He knows he's really good at this. He's kind of like he's got probably a little bit of tremor sense, with just from his experience. So much so, like, not very much, but enough where he could be like, "Hey, yeah, I know where I'm going. I've traversed this my entire life. I don't think I've ever been in the sunlight against my will, or like, unless it was against my will." So yeah, you guys eventually make it down to. Eventually, no big deal. You kind of all roll and pick yourselves out into like a smaller chamber that looks like imagine kind of like the Jeffries tube that the Star Wars people are going like, "Oh, what a wonderful smell you've discovered, Chewie."
Yeah.
That kind of feel. And you end up in like a winding, another what looks like maybe a very small adolescent purple worm tunnel or something that you winds a bit, and you again feel that peace between the two
We're at
planes.
the border again.
You ride the borders again. Ermgrim knows this route by the back of his hand, and he knows how to be very, very safe here. So you guys make really good time, and no need to roll for random encounters. You guys make it there, no problem.
When we're in the Underdark part,
Yeah.
I know we're riding that way, but when we're in the Underdark
Sure.
part, I'm going to grab a rock.
Okay, you can grab a rock.
Thank you.
You can grab a rock. Okay, all right. So we're still doubling. That's okay. Was it okay for a little bit? And then started doubling
Oh yeah.
with no idea. What's
It
going on.
literally just doubled when you went. Okay, so Ermgrim knows this route very well. That's when it doubled.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, we're trying to figure this out, but okay. Well, anyway, we'll just do it this way.
Yeah, without running through a mixer, too many streams, too many audio streams, too many video streams, all trying to get figured out at the same time.
It could just be a CPU issue.
And it's just not
Well,
buffering
let's
them
get those
equally.
cards that you mentioned. I mean, might as well, right? If they're cheap, might as
Give
well
it a
get them.
shot.
If you
Maybe.
find any good deals, let me know.
Yes, please do.
It's another thing that we could use our patrons' support on, so we can make it so that everything's nice and good quality for you guys. Okay, so you spend a good maybe 4-5 hours traveling. Nothing too uneventful. He's like, we're actually making better time than we wanted. We don't have to push very hard. If you want to take a little break, or sometime here or there.
That's fine.
Just so you know, this will be most likely the last time we're going to ourselves personally, by ourselves in the privacy. So if there's anything you wanted to take care of under those types of guises, now would be the time.
Eugene Levy.
Team Levy.
Amazing.
Perfect. You make a list.
Yeah.
Going down the list.
Yes.
I like how he doesn't even have to
He
reference
sat
the
down
list.
one night and just were like, who's ugly? And famous. He just made up.
Or just comedic, you know?
Right. Just character actors.
Yeah.
Usually aren't the leading roles.
Not necessarily ugly, but they're not exactly, pretty.
They've got
There's a reason they're not the leading role.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Don't you touch my boy Christopher Walken, or
He's in there. He's on the list.
or,
I mean, but he's great. All these guys are, and
And they're all great actors.
They're all great.
Yeah. None of these are bad actors that he's
Why can't I
picking.
remember his name?
You notice,
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, he's on the list too.
you notice she just said they're all
he's
great.
Such,
Yeah.
He is a leading actor though. He's
No,
amazing.
but not like in a romantic like.
He's not a pretty
leading-
boy.
Oh.
Like he's not the lead romantic interest.
I would be
in a
his
movie.
pretty boy.
You would.
Anyway,
So back to our fantasy.
anyway, back to 1 minute. So, the things he could teach me. Okay. Anyway, so everyone said that to you. Hey, this is probably the last time you're going to have privacy for a little bit, especially since if we're going into as this you say we're going to, which is a bunch of political intrigue, from what I've heard from you saying. If you wanted to do anything clandestine or under the cover or to yourself or privately, now's the time.
Okay. I'm definitely going to be doing something.
Well, now, literally, like right now is the time.
Okay.
Make sure my drugs are properly stashed.
I'm going to go off to a little area alone and say a prayer to Warm Blizzard.
Okay. What's your prayer?
He always asks me that. I'm hoping he's good.
Yeah, you can't tell me like, yeah, I'm gonna say a prayer. Okay, what are you praying?
Okay, so he goes off in the corner, pulls out warm blizzard, sticks her in the ground. He gets on one knee, holds like warm like blizzard, and says, "Warm blizzard, I come to you on bended knee, thanking you for this day of life and thanking you for protecting us and continuing to protect us. And may your will be done at all times."
Okay.
Cole's gonna take his bean, which he normally just wears out, and kind of put it away. It's a college badge. Kind of put it away where it's easily to grab, but it's not like out everywhere. So everybody's like, "Oh yeah, a bard's involved with this."
Okay, you're just gonna keep it, like a cop badge that's not worn on your
Yeah,
undercover cop.
yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
Cool. Ermgrim walks up to you and says, "Clear your throat." And he's like, "Also, yeah, that's probably a good idea." And he's like, "But again, just so you know, Underdark, Durgar fortresses and all that stuff, they're not part of that agreement. They don't recognize that authority. So if you ever do make it to Grim tomorrow, everything, that's just a shiny piece that could be sold. So probably not.
Keep it hidden.
Yeah, just don't you know.
Just double checking if we were to come visit you in Grundmar, be okay at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you want to come, I could escort you or something like that. Better to have a heads up because, you know, people just showing up at a Dirty Bear Fortress often, you're like, raise the alarm. That
No, that makes sense.
I mean, I have quite a bit of clout there, so sure. Is there any reason why?
I just find that it's good to know some places in the world where we can have friends and be able to go if need be. If that's fair. You know?
Oh, it's nice to know that if I piss off the college, that's where I need to run to.
Oh, you're looking for like a safe house? Actually, not a bad idea. I could probably do that for you. I mean, it's the least I could do for what you did for me. I owe you a debt, all of you, a bit of a life debt. So, and also, if you are arcane inclined, which it looks like you are, there are ways of moving to that city via conjurative means.
Right. You mean kind of similar to the teleportation circle in which you...
Quite similar.
Okay.
Yes. I need some time to see if I can remember exactly what it is or see if I can search, but you know, if I ever get... Let me get back to you on that. I'll see if I can get that information to you should you ever want to pop in, pop out, that kind of thing.
That'd be fantastic.
Great. Remind me, because we're forgetful when it comes to arcaniness.
I don't know if we ever went into it. But how did you end up in the prison?
Right. Don't mind us asking.
Oh,
Like
Well,
people responsible for that? Or
as
we
I
never
had
run
mentioned
into
before,
them?
I was a political prisoner.
I'm more thinking specific people responsible. Or are we going to run into them?
Oh, I mean, it was the same ones that y'all were with before. There was Dorkennen fella.
They abducted you essentially.
names?
And took you to prison.
Let's just say I was out on what was supposed to be a rescue mission / regular patrol, and it was a trap.
So
Somebody put to great pains to make sure that I wasn't. As I was assumed either dead or captured.
so
How long ago was that?
Probably circa a decade, maybe two, maybe less. I'd say anywhere between
Your family potentially hasn't given up hope then if you just wander in back home then.
Right.
Potentially, yes.
It's not like you're a human where if we disappear for 10 years, they pretty much assume we're dead.
Yeah. Have you, like, I know he can do it, but have you sent to your family to be like, hey, I'm coming home, Mom, Dad, that kind of thing? Or just so, again, that heads up that you were just talking about.
I may have clout in the city, but there aren't a whole lot of people that I would call
No, I mean just
close.
letting people know that you're alive and
Right.
back in civilization.
I guess
This
even
is a little bit of a bigger conversation, so I suppose we should have this now. The fact that I am dead or assumed captured might actually serve me more in my favor than them knowing that I'm coming.
Ah.
If I show up as a surprise to those that have either taken my place in power, they don't have time to forticate their defenses or align their forces or get their minds all in a row, get all their chickens or hens in a row to try to
For some that are
refute my
assassins
claim to
after
power.
you.
right.
Exactly. So consider it a tactful silence. Granted, if you wanted to accompany me, I could always use a little bit more muscle, try to take back. Of course, willing to compensate you for such an endeavor. I'll pay you if that's what you need. You want terrazine crystals? I can pay you with terrazine crystals.
I mean, it could, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting from an arcane perspective.
Grimdamar is located just above a cluster of terrazine.
Okay.
So what is it?
Would you,
That's one of the reasons why Grimdamar and Thulmorbed have been at such odds, because Thulmorbed required desires are the load that we sit over, and we want the technology that that is powered by Argos. So not only that, but also the vengeful differences between our shared ancestry and how we were forced underground into the deep, and the old family differences, so philosophical differences mostly, but now it's become very, very Hatfield McCoy, where who knows if we remember what it actually is anymore. It's more just we hate them because they were horrible, and now we continue to hate them.
I mean, would you be opposed to delaying your return home if we were to accompany you after we take care of the things that we need to take care of in Styrcragg? I mean, of course, everybody, if you don't like that idea, please. It's just thinking through.
Don't we need it for Styrcragg?
We do. I thought we were going to part ways.
Right.
with
I mean,
that.
if I could be leader of Styrcragg and Grimdamar, I mean, you'd have quite a powerful ally afterwards.
Just want to make sure.
But not required. I mean,
Few stories
don't
that
want to end up
come
like
out of the
Rome.
the
Expanding too
Underdark
fast,
are
too much, too quickly.
Oh,
It's one of those old elven stories, fictional tales.
If you control both cities, does that bring Grimdamar under the triumvirate?
I suppose if one of the members that I appoint or myself end up being one of the new triumvirate members, seeing as I'm sure you've heard the assassination attempt on one of the triumvirate members in the recent past.
That could open up trade routes, exchanges of technology for stone.
I think it would be like a political marriage of convenience, something to bridge our two peoples. Granted, there are going to be a lot of cities that are not going to be down for it, and they're going to secede from Durgar rule.
But shouldn't some of the recent events in which you've even seen yourself kind of help strengthen the need for that bond between us if we're fighting things like that creature right
I'm reminded of that as well. Every time we turn a corner, there's some new cataclysmic possibility or horror that threatens possibly all life. And it like just keeps happening. New ones every day, it seems.
Right. It's not like once every 500 years now. It's,
Sure,
almost
right.
like
Remember
global
those
warming.
days? Yeah,
Every
come on.
week.
It's like every week. Like
yeah.
it's almost like the world's expecting the end. Ugh. Well, I can't say that I'm the best of politicians, but also, I have a dual allegiances as well. Faith in my King of Fire. Let's do his will, and if his will is to make me the leader of two peoples, so be it.
Cleric of the Flame can make it to the top of the crystal brand. I don't see why not. Leader of
Agreed.
Styrcragg.
Technically make me a boss.
Yeah.
One of them.
If I end up in the trial.
That's kind of cool. I mean, that'd be kind
Above her in the chain of
That's if she decides to listen to you.
Right, I mean, I don't know why she does. She could fully, take over the triumvirate if she wanted to.
Maybe because we told her not to.
His will is often administered, yes. Well, one other thing you should probably know. Styrcragg, city of mostly hunters and hardy. Mostly dwarves, but smattering of all the races, defense human infiltration. Works sometimes. It's not the same amount of glory as it was in its heyday. There's whole stories about riding worms to them or tales. Practices they don't do anymore. Well, a select few of us that are good at it, sometimes we don't still do that, me included. So,
What would happen if we showed up there riding a worm?
you want to try to find the worm?
No, I'm just asking.
Could be kind of fun.
No, I'm just asking.
Well, I feel first and foremost the alarm would be raised and we would be viewed as an invading force. Probably. Would be probably the first thing. We'd have to do it extremely legally and there'd have to be a lot of thought put into it to try to spin it in a way where it doesn't look threatening. But I like your style. I like where your head's at, and I love a dramatic entrance. So
Nothing wrong with a dramatic entrance and a good performance before you show up somewhere.
as long as you don't die.
No. We can create this sense of awe as we come in that way.
Agreed. Do you guys want to try to wrangle a worm?
Oh.
Alright, well, no. Perish the foe.
No, but we're not there yet. If we come across a worm, just saying.
That's true. I mean, we're about 2 hours out.
Yeah, it could happen.
Worms heaven. Keep your ears out for worm passing.
Oh, listen. Must be some gnomish thing. A phrase I'm not familiar with. Ears out. Can you detach your ears? Do you have cybernetic?
I could probably make some detachable ears. I mean, I've seen magical items that are that act like eyeballs. So if somebody can make things that see. Why couldn't you make something that could hear? I know you can make things that talk.
Curious little fella.
There's all sorts of.
You're kind of growing on me, though. That'd be kinda cool. You have any idea how useful a detachable ear would be to eavesdropping political conversation?
Yeah.
I could throw that in the room, leave it under a piece of document, under a bowl or something. Boom.
Yeah.
Know everything about something.
Got to be possible.
I
Just
would
need
just
the right
love to
ingredient.
hear the scream when they find your ear just sitting on the.
I mean, you don't
on the
have to
table
make it
underneath
look like
something.
an ear. You can make it look like anything.
Like a bug.
What's
maybe?
the point of that? How can you prank
I
somebody?
want it
that
to look
doesn't-
like an ear. That's what makes it cool. It's just a
Just imagine this.
amputated
You're
ear.
having this,
You just,
this
drop
big
it, leave it behind.
discussion, and all of a sudden,
Exactly.
you just find a detached ear in your meeting. That would be awesome.
You just hand it to somebody, walk down the street, be like, "Here, can you hold on to this for a second?" Be one of the funniest pranks you could play.
Listen to
I
them
missed
scream.
that actually. Being
Pranks.
cool. So get to work. Do your work. Make sure you do the work. Make sure you get the money. Make sure you do the work. When you're done with the job, do the next job.
But if you
Well, I
become
mean-
part of the triumvirate, you can still prank people while you work because nobody can do anything about it.
This idea is becoming more and more enticing.
I know for sure I can make you a mouth that you can be places that just scream from wherever you're at to wherever you left the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Like that, something like that. Yeah,
Just the
cool.
disembodied mouth.
Yeah. Or you don't even need the mouth. You can just leave audible messages that just...
I like that a lot. Oh, I'm gonna scare so many people. So much. You know, no, some other thing. Well, again, if anything else, Eliezer, please roll a religion check.
Moonchild's gonna go Missy Pile for our entrance.
You got it.
All right.
Should we be on the lookout for any of those?
You got a natural 20?
Look at this right here. Just
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Eliezer, you open your eyes and you feel like, I want to say clean, but I want to say like you just feel like so fresh and so clean. You know?
I was waiting.
You just feel like fresh and your like luster has improved across the metallic scales and everything. And you
It's
just
that
feel
cocoa
like
butter.
you just got buffed and shined and waxed and everything. You feel great. So for the next 24 hours, you have advantage on all charisma checks as you look attractive and just like, you know, just like not gaudy, but just like tastefully like shiny. And the whole being a dragonborn and being, you know, kind of second class in some situations just because you're odd, unheard of. This in said terms, which might not be a better thing, but in Ted's turns to more of like a fascination of like, oh wow, you're like, it's rather than on, well, I guess it's neither good nor bad, but sometimes it could be bad, but it's more of like a fascination of, oh wow, you're shiny, and just people are more to be, rather than be so jarred by what it is that you are like more fascinated to look, if that makes sense.
And I can feel this.
Oh yeah, you feel it. You feel like this is like something that your deity is good at too. You feel like this is something that your deity is like, you can like sense her love for like people and humanoids, and you just kind of feel that embodied and manifested in your luster.
She just put you through a 5-gum commercial.
There you go.
This is fine.
Okay, cool.
I feel like you're wearing a tux now. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's an Orbit commercial. Orbit.
Yeah.
You like look at your party and you go, twinkle.
Yeah.
So you have advantage on all charisma checks.
Okay.
And social interactions.
Because of what we were told, we should probably be on the lookout for those blind women, too.
Broken and right?
We don't usually see them until they're stabbing us, so
Right. And then
good
we don't-
luck.
That's by design.
Good luck keeping an eye out for them, but that's not a bad thought.
I mean, the last thing we
Also-
need is for another hole to appear in somebody's chest that we're trying to help.
Speaking of which, granted you guys have been on the road, but speaking of which,
Tiffany
it's been a couple days, and you know they can track people down. If, like, it does occur just slightly odd to you, like, that if they wanted to, they'd find you. So it's just a little odd as to like, okay, we fucked some real shit up. Why aren't we surrounded by these people? And then there's also that thing, I'm like, okay, Tiffany wasn't there, she didn't see it. The one person that was there was like, I want to wash my hands of you. Like, so who knows what.
Right.
Yeah.
At this point.
And then we set off the alarms in that place. So
Right.
Embrace the chaos.
Yeah. The Argent Flame way.
yeah,
Pinjack walks up to you guys and he's like, golly, sir, you look fine and dandy.
Well, thank you.
Pinjack, do you have some place that you need to go back to? Is there like a headquarters here?
Well, I might be able to find a detachment of a faction maybe here of Caladoran and Illustrae, maybe, possibly. I gotta. I mean,
You were never here, right? They picked you up.
no, I never made it to Styrcragg. I passed by Styrcragg on the Triway, but I never actually stopped here.
Where did you join their group? In Minheim?
I had a bit of a vision quest. I actually made it all the way to Minheim and tried to join Gond
Right.
and figured out it wasn't really my thing,
Yeah.
and then had a bit of vision quest. I actually met up with Ankialine, gave me a couple things, substances to help with that, and was a little assisted with that, and then I was, I don't want to say saved, but found, maybe, and kind of found each other, and then the rest is just. I just felt a greater sense of belonging. So.
Before we go, Cole's gonna use prestidigitation to clean himself up before we go into the city. Especially
You were
given
saying?
I'm probably covered in blood.
I was just wondering if you knew who you were supposed to report back to when you
Well,
found the idol, or if that was more your leaders.
again, I'm still a little new to this, but
Yeah.
my understanding is that a lot of this is done compartmentalization wise, so and pretty clandestine. So names aren't really a thing, and so if you know where to go, you go there, and if you're looking, you just kind of look for the signs and see what you can find, and
Well,
most likely they'll find you before you find them.
let us know if you see anything.
Yeah, well, of course, if I'm allowed. I don't see why not. A doubt message has been received. What happened to the others?
There was no one to send a message, as far as I know.
The only survivors.
You are the message.
Which is why I was asking you. I mean, you obviously need to speak to somebody and tell them what happened.
I do.
And we could propose to them our alternative solution.
I gotta admit, though, I'm also kind of concerned. Like, what happens if, again, they're just using me as bait and letting the line go out until they find another faction, and then they slaughter them too.
You said that you went on a vision quest. The gods themselves led you here.
Yeah, I guess so. Smooth hands.
So either hold on to your faith and continue walking that path, or
Suppose you're right.
do something else.
Gods are known to be wrong every once in a while, sometimes, but
They can't see everything.
I guess that's kind of the point. You have faith anyway, despite that. You're a lot more like our brother than I thought before.
And kind of.
You have another brother?
I have 6 brothers and sisters. Yeah, 6 brothers and sisters.
That's a lot. That's a big family.
Quite the litter. Yeah. I don't know.
We don't even use the word litter, and then like
Oh no, I meant just
Mom-
I meant like
Like-
around the house.
Oh.
Mom didn't
kind
do
of
it.
messy.
oh
Mom didn't do it. Therese took care of most of us.
Yeah, mostly.
Our older sister.
Dad was in the mines most of the time. So.
They make so many kids.
Oh, that's a good question.
magic.
I mean, they've had, they've been married for 70 years?
I don't want to.
They've had
That
plenty of
makes
time.
me must be very highly efficient with this. I don't want to think about it.
Cole's gonna start looking like in between them to see if there's any like jarring genetic differences between them.
Murky, Orin,
We have the
Therese.
same per.
I know. I'm just
One
Cole's just
beer.
being Cole.
Murky, Orin, Therese, Frug, me,
Frog.
Frog.
me, Pinjack, and then our littlest sister, Lopnel.
Lopnel's growing up.
She was already helping Mom in the workshop before I left.
That's right. You were there before. You were there longer than I was.
Just a little bit.
I miss him. I'm always afraid to go back though, because who knows if I'm going to track this insanity, as you call it, back then.
I don't know if I'm allowed back in the city. There's this whole thing. It was a mess.
Oh, right. Because of
Your
the whole explosion.
and your master yelled that back in.
He's the one that blew his shop up, but he blamed me for it. I don't know.
Back in Caradim,
Legally,
you ran into your master. He
where
told you
I'm
not
at.
to go back.
You ran into Master Horus?
Yeah, he was working with the bad guys.
What do you mean bad guys? How does that even...
You know, the group that...
The Dorken and Rob?
Yeah. Well, no, the ones that
The one
tell
that
them what to do. He was working with one of them.
he was working with the one that is holding my family and your family hostage.
This is crazy.
I don't know whether they targeted him because he knew me, or if they targeted him because
What did he
was
say to you?
to never come back to Thulmore Bed.
It's better than trying to kill you. I guess.
I think so. You don't look like
yeah,
you.
try
You've
it
got
for
the
a
nice
little-
beard
what?
now.
He did almost kill him.
Yeah, there was an effort there for a little while.
We tried to kill him.
You fought?
He was unconscious at one point.
The guy he was
You
working
just fight
with,
people all the time?
the guy he was working with was releasing an undead plague at the moment. He tried to stop them.
Oh! Wait, that undead plague?
Yes.
Yeah.
Master Oros was part of that.
Oh, just follows you, bro.
Yeah.
Kids,
Or we seek it out to try to
The last 4 months have
I'd
been
think-
running
I'd think
from
it
one
out.
problem to another
have to have
problem.
a good story, right?
Oh yeah.
thanks, kids.
Going to the complex doesn't
I
get you
had
a
a
story.
Okay. Well, maybe we can knock two birds out with one stone here. Maybe we can figure out more about what's going on with the factions. And...
That's why I'm Boots right now. Boots Garnet Flake.
It's a little unoriginal, don't you think? It's kind of a little on the nose. Okay,
Easy to remember that way.
I suppose.
So wait, what should we call him then?
He's still
Probably.
Pinjack.
Who else am I going to be?
He's not wanted anywhere, potentially.
Jackpin?
That's a little too much on
Gloves.
boots and gloves.
That's actually not bad. Gloves, garnet flake?
Or you could not be brothers.
You could just be you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gloves, emerald choke.
Emerald.
you could be a hat.
Gloves, jet shard.
Silver vein.
Gloves, silver vein. Ooh, it makes me sound like a bounty hunter.
Yeah, right?
Hey, big guy, can you teach me some things? How do you get that walk? It's so perfect. It makes me look like a badass. How does that? You stick your hip out and you saunter it away. It's just I don't know what it is.
That's more of a sachet.
You have to be a badass to have that walk.
Some people just have it. Some people don't.
Do I have it? And he's walking. He's doing this crotch forward cowboy walk thing.
That's not your aesthetic.
Aliens are just.
Well, that's disheartening.
It helps when you have a really big fucking sword on your side.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Or-
something else.
Elsewhere.
We'll help you find your.
Only TJ.
Maybe you go for the hidden sage kind of mysterious master aesthetic.
I have an image
Yes.
of the future. I would like an illusion of currency to reveal it to you.
We need more
No, a real-
hooded cloak.
Currency to reveal. Not an illusion of currency.
I wear a
Hooded cloak to
apocalypse cloak?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
Now try a different voice.
I am the future. I am the past.
I am all.
Make one of the eyes bigger than. Like,
And-
yeah.
There you go.
You remind me of this weirdo that I went to school with called Nicky. He did not do well.
I am Nikki's twin brother.
Who's Nicky?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know
So
who- Gloves and Nikki. Gray gloves.
Wait.
silver vein.
I mean, you've got to have good gloves, though, right? If you're,
Right.
Well, doesn't Argus have a sparkly glove?
I
he does have a spark.
Yes, he does.
Can you give me your sparkly glove?
No. I'll do it for him. No.
That's probably how Argus.
No, exactly.
No.
That's my glove.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Fun.
well, we're about to get to town. You'll get picked up some
I
gloves.
hobble.
No. What you gotta do is more like this. And Cole's gonna like put his hood up and then cover his shoulders with the cloak, so it's like covering him, and just kind of walk like that.
Let's just bark at random people as they pass by.
Only
That
if
might be
you're
a little
him. And I'm gonna point at Locke.
What?
No.
No.
That's so disrespectful. Don't do it.
Oh,
Don't do it. It's okay. Just
sorry. I was just.
there you go. That's fine. That's acceptable. Are you an old man? Or are you
My
a young
hip
man?
hurts.
There you go.
Get off my lawn.
Do you have lawns down here?
Get off my mycelial lawn.
Sure. Okay.
Get off my dirt patch.
Get off the lawns. Yeah.
When's next bingo night?
Dates and bingo.
Yes, he did.
No. The name.
Yeah. Just to sell it, maybe don't do anything with your hair for a while. Like just let it go crazy.
Or best thing you might want to do is be a mute.
Just give people the crazy eye.
And then that way you only talk to people that you need to talk to. That way you can sell that mysterious arm.
There you go.
Walks to Argus and says,
Soup. Coffee. 'Cause I only need those things, right, to like survive.
Well, coffee, of course, but
Grumble, grumble.
I think you got it.
Silver. Wait, no. Gray gloves, silver mane's my name. Not tokens, my game. Well, that does make sense. Okay. Is there a reason why I'm doing it?
No, I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
You wanted a
I
thing.
forgot why we started this.
You wanted a thing.
Cole is a trained actor. He's just laughing his ass off at all of this because he's trying to give tips and it's just not working.
You wanted a thing like his swagger. We were trying to find your thing.
I think we got the opposite.
We got to find it.
Who wouldn't want his swag? Look how cool that guy is. Look
Oh.
at him shiny and shit.
That's all the Eleazar's doing. Can we go now?
Alright, yeah, we'll go. No, I'll feel it out. I'll try to like hold my back. Actually hurts to walk like that. Alright. Anyway, I forgot. The funds for the faction.
Yeah.
those would probably be presented to them, but most likely, you said you wanted to work with them, possibly?
No, I said let me know when you need them back.
Right, we also talked about how those that could be possibly used as payment to seek out and help
Oh yeah, if we
Underground
don't.
railroad style
Yes.
escort some people that wanted to get away from the oppressive teachings of Lolth to dance in the moonlight with Alastragi and those types of things.
If we don't find your people, if we don't find anyone to give them back to,
Sure.
there's other things we could do with them in honor of their original purpose.
Great.
And we could always, whenever we find people like that, help them, of course. Even though we probably do that anyway at this point, you know.
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, throw roll of the dice.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we should get going. And he like tries the swagger again.
No, that's just gross, man.
He tries to swagger, just gets stuck on his bottom lip, and it's like won't come, won't detach. It's like, all right. Onward. And Armgrim was like, kind of slack-jawed. Look at him. It'll be alright.
He's been through a lot the last couple of days. We all have, but
Let him do his thing.
he hasn't been
Yeah.
exposed to much.
He's not used to it.
Right?
It's not the
I think we're all
purveyors of
handling
violence
it a
that
lot
we are.
better.
Nothing like a trial by fire, eh?
Argus.
That's nothing.
Mine's redder.
Mine's more fiery.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have the hammer.
I got this and this.
Right. Well, it's just around this bend. We're gonna meet up with the main road there, and then we'll take it from there. We should probably be able to merge back into regular traffic. Say,
Who are we? Are we still
Are we still in our mischief, or are we back to the
Arcane
Argent,
Conundrum?
the Argent Flame?
Well, yeah, I guess what's the perks, downsides of each, right?
Well,
Arcane-
Rasputin's mischief is we don't have our out circus anymore.
I know.
Do we even have any of our, like, the paper shit anymore?
But I don't know.
Arcane Conundrum is official as a mercenary band, but they haven't ever done anything. The Argent Flame might be
Well, we don't have
flagged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sergeant Flame was official because of the work you did with Cassius.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
But they
But that was also the name we officially entered.
the
Cara
Enclave
Demon
knows that name.
Yeah.
The Arcane Conundrum we have paperwork on, but they never did anything. Like, we never did any jobs as them. Rasputin's Mischief, I don't think we have official paperwork for.
No, we did just do the job.
Yes. So we have paperwork on all three of
We
these
just have
names.
the contract for the job we just did.
I thought we were missing paperwork on
Arcane.
Flame.
No,
because
well,
you didn't have it anymore. I thought you said.
Well, you got that. You made that paperwork with Cassius during.
Well, right,
your first job.
but Eliezer had it. But you said that he didn't have it once we
Anymore.
got him at the prison.
Correct.
So yeah, so we don't have that paperwork anymore.
Correct. It's probably still in record somewhere.
oh yeah, we're on the record somewhere. We just don't have our paperwork on it.
The Mercenary Guild could figure it out, but that's also going to be...
Yeah, you can get new documentation written up for a fee.
I mean, there's also the fact that the Mercenary Guild may be all like, who are these three groups with like
the same people.
same people in most of them?
Well,
You couldn't agree on a name. We'll just keep changing it.
I mean, the Arcane Conundrum is fun.
So do we stay as the Mischief, though?
Do we come up with a new name?
I mean,
The job we just did as Rasputin's Mischief explains how we got here.
it might be the best way in. That seems legit. That's still also under the radar of those that might be watching out for the Argent Flame.
Arcane Conundrum, we could explain that we're the ones that fought the worm in the tunnels.
So with the
Yeah, and say
There is no
the,
proof
what's
of
his
that.
face from the Grimlocks.
There's
So-
some proof of that.
so being an urban bounty hunter, would maybe Eleazar have some insight into what would be the best move for us if we were trying to make a decision?
You mean, so it depends on your intent. You intend to stay under the radar or earn some clout.
And that's what I want to talk to the group about. What are we trying to do?
So I'm thinking we go with Arcane Conundrum. Because if this city's all about worms,
The Arcane Conundrum is the one that actually
they're the
fought
ones
worm.
that fought a worm or survived the Matra guy as well.
Plus, it's still not Argent Flame.
Well-
It would be flagged by people.
And the arcane conundrum does have ties to Tokrin because of that, those actions.
That's true.
So it sounds like it makes sense, then, right? Arcane Conundrum.
Arcane Conundrum.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's good that we have all these names that we can just
Yeah,
cycle through. Right.
Yeah.
Makes it harder to actually track us down
it's
without magic.
they're just parts. We take out the the costume when we need it. We put it back when we don't. It all works.
I was just doing some research on dominate person with spell casting. Absolutely use the person spells. Like it's straight in the
Dominate person.
Dominate
Okay.
person's in the spell itself.
That's terrifying.
You can make it do. You can even make it use its reaction to cast counterspell.
That's terrifying. But that's like a 5th level spell, yes?
Yes.
So, okay.
Ken says he votes for Flame.
Well, of course he would.
Of course he does.
Argus is all like, no, we're fire. Come on, guys, we are the flame.
YouTube chat. Arcane Conundrum, Arcane with a K.
Yeah.
Conundrum with a K.
I mean,
Okay.
The arcane conundrum.
Alright. So boots, gray gloves.
Just
Yes, I
go.
gotta get myself some gloves. Just arcane conundrum sounds great. Something else you should know about Styrcragg. It is not too far from one of the big cracks that leads inwards. The Underdark flows out, and the just regular underground flows underworld flows into. So essentially, it's called the Reaching Breach, and it's this massive chasmous crack that stretches for hundreds, possibly more miles in length, just south of one of the areas of where Styrcragg is stationed.
the Reaching Breach, you said?
The Reaching Breach, yes. It's one of the reasons why Styrcragg was posted where it was, as a first line of defense against the wars and forces that would flood from the Underdark.
Hey, shh. Chewy, it's okay. Hey,
It was just
remember?
here. It's because it kicks up.
Yeah, he got the metal sign. He got the metal sign and made a loud noise. Right behind Chewie, who was asleep.
Yeah. Chews sleeping down here too. So
It's okay. Go ahead and sit down.
He just got surprised awake, is what it was.
It's okay.
He's okay.
He's alright.
He's been well, sweet. So he's
He's
um,
okay. Yeah.
So the Reaching Breach has it's been more before lots of forces would come up, and Styrcragg was one of the reasons why there's so many hardened warriors, and it's like I said, the first line of defense against those types of things, and why one of the big historical things is that they have history with purple worms is because they would send detachments and groups looking for rites of passage down into the Reaching Breach to find a worm and wrangle it and prove that they were worthy to rule and that whole thing. So I'm probably not going to be. I mean, actually, I actually would like your advice on this. Should I go in as who I am or someone else? Should I go in under the false pretenses or start with honesty if we plan on putting myself in
Are
that
we
situation?
need to like present you?
Right.
Well, let's just say Dirigar aren't of the. No, they don't think the most of them.
If you were to come in as yourself, would that give them warning to where they might try and take steps to stop you?
can't say I know too much of the interworking politics of Styrcragg that much.
Well, I mean,
We have two parallel goals going into here.
Yeah.
The Enclave is putting forth a candidate to take over owner.
You said it was the conclave.
Conclave it has a candidate that they want in charge. We want to stop that person from taking
charge.
Right.
We don't necessarily.
The
need
other
to put
goal is
somebody in their place.
the one that you and Pinjack are like-mindedly aligned on. Is putting someone into a position of power that will parlay with the deeper races. The Durgar, the Drow.
And you wanted to find a high emelit here, possibly. As
Yes.
Yes.
Well. And
Those are our two goals.
yeah, and I'd just like to find the faction too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Interrupt
84 goals.
interrupt the Conclave,
They may help.
put somebody in charge that will work with your folk.
Hey, let's get our foot in the door first then. How about someone else, and then maybe I'll reveal myself into the romantic moment.
Yeah,
That
you
may be
know,
the-
nice.
You
Put
could,
your cloak up.
you could go instead as a Druigar, just not as yourself, like under a different name or something like that.
I mean, I might just go in as just
I think we just go in and get the lay of the land first before we do anything drastic.
I'll just be a dwarf for now. A regular dwarf with maybe just a little vitamin D deficiency. Hey, well, speak now, forever hold your peace. It's getting to be about that time.
Oh, any kind of signals we should do if we see something like, like pulling on the ear, that kind of thing that we think might be.
Oh, I
don't
can
know, like
I can go full invisible when I need to.
that's.
I can get big and I can go invisible. I can't do it all the time, but I can do it.
Smooth.
If you give me a
Signal
little
might not be
bit
a
to
bad
rest,
idea.
I can do it again. Either one.
I can figure out a nice way to say it. I could ask Kosuth how we can get this accomplished.
I see.
Okay.
Try to intertwine all goals. To
Use
nullify any extra expenses and energies as possible. Again, his machinations are beyond understanding, but it makes sense to have one of his champions in a place of power.
Right.
In charge of a city.
Hell, Harbinger.
Now they don't get your head too big there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't help it. All the hell you've been blowing up.
I thought you'd float by now.
Yeah, ready. Let's go. Okay.
And I mean,
It's glowing with souls.
Yeah.
is it a singular person or is it a clan that's in charge? It just so happens that the head of the clan is also the head of the city.
Usually it's a person, and by then extension it becomes the
clan.
clan.
So it's not clan and then person, it's person and then
Usually it's person and then clan. It's just that usually one of the larger clans with the most support ends up finding that easier. At the moment, one of the members of the Stoneworm clan a vote has been raised to have no confidence for the
correct.
in the Stoneworm clan. And Stoneworm clan is one of the most powerful clans there. But the other clans include let's see if I can remember. One place. It's a long time since I've been there. Clear this as a spy, but
But if we got you as the leader of the city, that would raise Clan Grimdamar as a whole.
Clan Midnight.
Midnight, sorry.
Clan Midnight. No, it's fine. I mean, consider me like a prince equivalent in Grimdamar.
Right.
Okay.
So
And that would give your entire clan weight within the city.
it could backfire though, because people could view that as an act of political secession, like a land grab trying to be happened, trying to win a war without fighting.
The city values worm riders the highest.
True, but I think our goal is to probably make it look not like an acquisition, an occupation, more like
Bringing the Duragar back into the fold.
Right. And because of that, talk about what has happened lately with all the incidents, etc. I think that will help. Right.
yeah, we can try. I mean, who knows how many open ears, how many deaf ears there will be. Let's try.
At the end of the day, you've still ridden a worm.
Hey, all we got to do is prove it, I guess.
You can't do that.
I mean, if you really want to, we can go looking for a worm and you can ride it into the city.
You could ride the worm into the front of the city.
You have actually ridden a worm.
We didn't have that talk.
Still be wet. I'd love. I mean, like, can you imagine? Oh yeah, Argent did my hero, the purple worm and the Styrcragg, and then he was killed at the gates of Styrcragg, but he almost made it to the Great Fang. Ah, yeah.
Or you could just not die. That'd be fine too.
Right.
I mean, chances are slim, but sure. Yeah.
I mean, I can always bring your soul back.
But that also might be counterintuitive to the whole hostile takeover
Yeah.
idea.
You can do ride the word up to the gates and knock.
Yeah.
Once we put your name forward.
Excuse me.
Can you use the worm to knock at the gates? Like, just use the
Better
worm to-
yet, I'll have Pinjack and I'll have him dead.
Well,
We're not sacrificing.
That's right. Great glove.
No, no.
Silver vein.
You don't
No.
want to volunteer for that.
no.
No.
You know.
No?
No.
Okay.
We
Once we put you forth as a candidate, maybe you can go catch a worm to prove yourself.
right. I was
No
just-
thanks.
Not Pinja.
any of the candidates. It might be an excellent way to actually show who's really good.
We're
That's right.
I don't know
We
what it
could
is about
offer
you.
a sort of like,
Oh, but you two are kind of.
challenge.
I like your moxie, kind of growing on me.
we could offer them some sort of challenge.
Oh, I mean, there are trials.
Okay.
Sure. There are absolute trials. I mean, for you to prove your worthiness, especially, I mean, there are trials to be done. I mean, most of them involve hunts or Race to the Dead.
Hunts would be super easy. I got lucky creature.
But I mean, there are other ways we could do it. Granted, there's no real. That's more for honorific. It's no. All you really need is the support. Those types of trials and battles just help to garner more support. People love to root for the gladiator. And
See, I told you we
Who's
should
the
have
one
got the
that
top
does
ten
the
minutes.
actual voting to get anyone put in place?
Why haven't we asked that? That's a very good question.
I mean,
the elders of the most prevalent clans in Styrcragg, who have been there for a long time and have abdicated their ability to claim any power, are the ones who can. They do so, therefore, to ensure their impartialness.
But understanding political,
Well, I don't.
I mean, you know that there's alliances, etc.
Oh,
Do
sure.
you
I mean,
know
nothing
of
is
any-
entirely.
Yeah. Do you know of those before?
Honestly?
You did mention that there are other clans. Do you know the other clan names?
Or some small.
Off the top of your head?
Vogel might still be inactive.
Do you have any sway with anyone?
Yeah.
Or no?
The last
how
time
we
I was
could?
in this city, I was here as a spy to probe defenses to see what would be easiest to destroy, so we could possibly take over this city. So
So you know the weak points.
militarily, sure, martially,
So you could potentially talk about fixing the defenses of the city.
interesting. Black hat style.
I prefer red hat.
Why must you always be so contrary?
How can you not?
I'm blue. You're red. We don't really have- Well, literally. Okay.
And I think
If he wasn't contrary, I'd be worried that something was wrong with Argus. Somebody had control of him.
All we both need to do is cast produce flame, run down a hallway, and go wee wee, and everyone.
I have thaumaturgy. We can make it really loud.
Absolutely do that. Actually, if I become a leader here, we're doing this
That'd be
first
awesome.
day. First day. is
You've
what
got to
we're
get
doing.
the wheelie chairs though, so you can like push yourself.
They gotta be on a worm when they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, always try and use an illusion.
Perfect. Just scared of everybody for no reason other than like, hey, you're doing a good job. Bye. Woo. Hey, it's getting to be a little late. We should probably head on. Yep.
Yeah. This was definitely more than just an hour lunch break, you know.
I feel like we needed it. I mean, it feels like we've been pushing and blasting at all cylinders this whole time. So
Indeed.
it's been the last couple of months for us. The longest we've stayed in one place is
so
like 3
much
days.
easier.
I think I'd like to not do that. I think if we can find a place to drop me off that's safe, I love you, yes, but
This isn't your life.
I'm
I
not
understand
cut out for that.
Yep. We know. Totally get
It's
that.
okay.
We've noticed.
Hey, I'll take that with the grain of salt. I think you meant well with that, but I'll just
You're not me. We understand. You have your strengths.
Yeah, you don't have a beard.
They're not my strengths.
a little unkind. But okay.
No, I'm saying you have your own strengths.
We got a sensitive one, don't we?
All right, we should get going, right?
No.
No?
No. That's more suspicious than just being yourself.
You know, you can still use the different name.
Yeah, the different name's fine, but
And the crazy eye. There you go.
Gray gloves.
There you go.
You're doing it right.
Yes.
Perfect.
Striking fear into your
I'll cast thaumaturgy and turn my eyes red.
I don't want that. Do I have to have that?
You don't have to do anything.
Yes.
You can just be yourself.
He's being mean.
He's being
realized-
You've got a lot to go for.
He's an acquired taste.
That's fair. Maybe it's not mean. Maybe it's just different, and I think it's mean because I don't understand it.
Just different.
He's also an ass.
Cole's gonna put in his mind, no, he's mean.
I'm the one who's going to shoot you straight.
Please don't shoot me.
He's the one with a gun. I don't know.
Are you gonna shoot me?
No.
No one's gonna shoot you.
Not on
Got
purpose.
myself a
No-
gun. What?
Let me correct this. None of us are going to shoot.
Unless we're
purpose.
dominated or something like that.
Or you know, we just
Yes, it's simpler in a town and not with us.
Dominate?
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
What?
We're gonna find you someplace to stay here in town. We're gonna find you your people.
This guy.
I need to stop being chaotic. I'm
We'll find you your people, and you can continue on your path safely here in town.
All right. Yeah. Fucking sun blubbers. Let's go.
there is nothing wrong with the sun, okay?
High five. Yep.
We had a long discussion last night about how great the sun is, and you know, it is awesome.
It's a preference thing.
Hey.
But-
Ooh, sun. Hey. I don't like it. It hurts.
You would think that it being fiery, you know, you might kind of be okay
It
with
hurts.
it. All right. That's fair.
I mean, it is the biggest fire.
What do
big
you mean?
old-
It's
You
like
can
a-
imagine.
it's fire.
Isn't it a giant ball of fire?
I mean, it's a big lamp. Well, I guess that's fire. It's a big.
I think it's a big ball of fire.
It's where the heat comes from outside of here, so
a lot of people that think it's just a god that got stuck in the sky. It's constantly
Yeah,
shiny
lazy
until they get
god.
tired.
Stuck in the sky.
Well,
Where else would ghosts be?
anyways, people
Locked.
another
Under the
environmental
mountain
part
where
of
his
the dawn
blood comes from.
Say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Your belief.
we should get going. Yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Let's go.
It's just a head up here. We're gonna end up in traffic. You guys move up with very little difficulty. Kind of just like merge into traffic, like people that know how to drive, and merge into traffic, and eventually find yourself at the bottom of a much larger road, of a slope that goes up here to like come up to not a precipice, but just a hump that a lot of people seem to be going in and out. Not like a lot, but there's traffic. It's going in and out. Stuff happens here. Styrcragg is known for. So you see a couple what looks like, I don't want to say patrols and I don't want to say war bands, but somewhere like between the two of those. They look log. You kind of like get like that. Oh, okay, I see. Kind of thing from them. Like you see some individuals that have pelts of not like woodland creatures, but pelts of like amphitheater and like leather cloaks made of amphitheater with like the drakish head is like on the top like a hood rather than like a wolf head, and what looks like boots made out of like worm hide, and cloaks and shawls made out of like what looks like giant skin, like underground giant skin, and there's an assortment of like hunters and that know what they're doing, and hardened people are like moving in and out. This is their profession. Think of this like it's kind of Spartan. This is their profession. It's huh, and this is what they do. But it's still, I don't want to say in decline, but just they're not in their heyday. So you move, and eventually you move up the slope, and ascending the rocky slope, the deep blue hue of the stone tunnel gives way to a vibrant glow of yellow and green light emanating from the ceiling of a massive cavern as the tunnel opens. What first look like glowing glass stalactites are perhaps something else as you notice small squirms of movement among the many thousands hanging from the dome-like canopy. Seemingly erratic perforations scatter across the cavern's perimeter in all three dimensions, leading off to supposed side tunnels and additional chambers beyond. Think of like a three-dimensional ant farm city. Along the ground of the enormous cavern are densely packed stone buildings in mostly dwarven style and in mostly austere in nature. But some are adorned with bestial skeletons and hunting trophies. Hardened peoples roam the streets, all armed with mostly dwarven, some hauling the carcasses of a recent hunt. Nestled among the structures and piercing the craggy floor of the grand cavity ascends an immense fang-like protrusion that towers among the rest of the architecture. Welcome to Styrcragg.
We made it.
We should have taken one of those Umber Hulk bodies and brought it with us.
Then we get the eyes. We kill them hands.
You do
No, but
see
I
like
mean-
a dude that is wearing an underharp mandible like on his wrist as just like a quick draw dagger kind of thing. Just like
They're all
just
like
walks
parading
by.
their kills, right? So
They are. It's
We had,
kind of
like,
a sign of clout.
come in with a trophy. It could have been.
Well,
I'll
we
take
might
up
have
the
something.
Well, if we could have taken the time and let Log cut the head off the purple
You
worm.
got it. Yeah, it fits perfectly on your head. Yeah.
20 days later.
Well, here's the deal. You got a dragonborn or a giant kobold with a massive fang for a sword.
That's
You've got a bugbear with
His
an
spear.
amphitheater. You've got a bugbear with an amphitheater skull on his head now, with spear. That have to be like more closely to.
Yeah,
to be
it's still a fang.
But yes, there is like
Spear.
it's like a fang-tipped spear. The rest of you is kind of. You see Ermgrim like look around and be like, and you just see he like illusions on his belt. What looks like a bunch of young, like heads of young Umber Hulk, like adolescents that are just what looks like he killed a whole hive, and he just hollowed out the skulls and used them as gourds. They're just kind of clanking on his belt.
Feel a little inadequate, are you?
Great. Welcome to Styrcragg. Made it. The name of the song too is Dwarven Stone upon Dwarven Stone. Which is pretty great. So, what would you like to do? The day is yours. It's about like noon.
Beer.
So, do we have any
you
clue
say
what
beer?
the heck we're doing?
We're in town. It's been a few days. We need to find a place to stay,
Yep.
Yeah. So we
Need
might
to
as
start the
well.
day off.
and we need to scope out what's going on.
And the tavern's probably not the worst place to do that
Sounds good to me.
for both things, obviously.
So we're looking for a tavern. We can have beer and stay.
Okay, you're looking for a place to abode to call like base camp.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, you guys
Mercenary.
make it into people don't give you odd looks here because this is a town of people that are rough and hardened, and so they expect colorful people like you. Mercenaries come in and out of this town. You're whatever. Every once in a while you get like, oh, like just like, like once like just like you're so shy. Nobody comes up to you and says that, but like, you just,
You just feel it.
It's that
Feel-
cocoa butter, Adam.
it's that cocoa butter. You're funny. You enter in. You start to then go into. So the area that you're in is a very high vaulted cavern. But think about like, do you know how when you're looking at an ant farm that you have in your house, it's like one dimensional. It's like thin. Think of it if it was filled out and below. In actually in the ground, so it does have those full dome pieces, and there are little tunnels and perforations, like I said, on the perimeter of this dome that appear to go to other chambers. So like this city is a collection of like what looks possibly like worm tunnels that were connected, and this, as you're looking at it, Hermgrim is actually like, there are tales that it's used the city, what used to be an old nest of a giant purple worm way back in the day, and then it was defeated or chased out, and then the city was built upon its carcass. And so yeah, each one of these chambers is a different quadrant or different sector. This is the city center with the Great Fang. Said to belong to some sort of massive creature from ancient past. They've got mostly fossilized now. They've mostly hollowed it out.
There you go.
And that's where most of the ruling party keeps their abode. Think of it like the governor's mansion.
I don't know about you guys. I just think.
So
what I was
you.
We're gonna figure this out.
So you make it into
Great
town.
places.
You guys get it. It gets denser and denser the more closer you get to this central big like. And it's not like a straight spire. It's like a fang that goes up and then curves. And it's just so big though that the curve just doesn't really matter to the interior architect. So it's huge. It's absolutely gargantuan. And you don't realize how big it is. You thought it was a lot closer, and as you're like, okay, that's a lot farther away. It's just that big. And you end up going further into the dense parts of the city. You eventually do find what appears to be some sort of square or quad. And Cecil was like, hear ye. Do you really believe that Drumgrim Stoneworm really has your best interests at heart? Do you really think that he is not mentally, emotionally compromised in his current state? Vote for his vote of no confidence. He no longer deserves to rule this city as much as the next worm below your feet. How much do you really think that Hyarch or Herak or Mortanic has any claim to this sect of power? They are but nothing but cockroaches among the rocks and sands. But Vogel has seen with their eyes, and their historians have written for long since past of all of the lines and hierarchies. Our blood is pure. We go back from whence this city was first founded, and we know for sure when our clan took the throne, it was upon the back of a worm that this world the likes had never seen. Know in your heart that Vogel knows your heart to be strong, knows your heart to be pure, knows your heart to be tough as stone, and your knuckles as fast as lightning, and your swings as hard as the heart that you give your children. Trust Vogel with your future, and you shall not forget it. And this orator continues this rant, trying to I don't want what's the word, proselytize the efficacy and of Clan Vogel. This is not a dwarven individual. This looks to be a half-elven individual, quite articulate. Cole, you, with your passive perception, notice a being on this individual. This person looks like they were hired to write this speech and are orating it at the behest of Clan Vogel.
Probably a good thing I write my name then.
He's a bard.
He continues on as you pass through looking for a tavern. He says such things as, although we all, with great regret and sadness, mourn the loss of Lady Stoneworm, we also recognize that that time doesn't stop for no man, and neither do the threats that the breach may bring us. So shall we wallow in our past, in our grief, in our disdain, or shall we move forward with greater determination, with strength of stone and heart, of rock and stone?
So bad right now. Don't do it. The thaumaturge would be like, rocket stone, any of Vogel's little worms. In ominous whispers. But that would be fun.
There's a lot of people around me. I could silently put that thought in everybody's head.
You guys witness this as there's a crowd. Everyone cheers and jeers, and was like, yeah. Some people were like, get out of here. Like, one guy, you know what Vogel means? And one of the other dudes, there's quite a few other people. It looks like one of the more hardened dwarves is like, oh yeah, and just knocks one guy on the jaw. They're just like fighting everything. Eventually gets broken up by a couple of other people there and be like, you want to start something? This looks to be a citywide kind of division as far as to who should take place and whether this individual should still stay in power. There's a lot of tension here. You feel it's not quite there yet, but you feel that something is approaching a boiling point. There's stuff that it might have been a sleepier town now, but this current event has, I want to say town, city, but this event has, sparked some instigations.
It's like Iowa, the caucus is the very first.
Right. The Iowa caucus.
Yeah.
Cole's gonna whisper. I really hope that Vogel's not the ones we're trying to stop from getting power, because he's gonna make it so much harder.
Do you recognize him? You said he was a bard.
Do I recognize him?
Roll an intelligence check.
Yay! I mean,
I don't even have to check my stats for that. 11.
11. His voice sounds familiar. Could have been someone that was there during your stay, but nobody you know personally.
Okay.
There is you didn't really specialize as an orator.
No.
You specialized more as music and storyteller,
Yeah.
or and that kind of thing, and not through oration, but more of written word and other things like that, and more bardic, as in stories of the fire, where he is very much an orator. He excels at this, and so.
Cole's trained in it. It's just not what his focus was.
Right. It would make sense that you recognize his voice because he probably had done quite a bit of that in the college. He doesn't appear to be that much older than you, but then again, he is half elven, so that age could be a little bit askewed. Probably maybe a decade or two older than you, but still has that youthful elven ancestry in there. Very good. Very good at what he's doing. I'm not doing him justice, but he is very
You're
good at what he's
doing a pretty good justice to him.
we know that a certain family has their fingers in your colleges.
That's true.
So if anyone was going to hire,
There's,
It'd be easy.
It's one bard. How hard could they be to kill?
I could do something to see if he's knows of the people that.
I mean, all we have to do is steal his bean, and then what's he gonna do?
accuse someone of
I
stealing.
know what he's gonna do. You're gonna start an international one, isn't it?
Yeah.
He is. He lost his bean.
Nick the bean. You don't think they come after the ones who use his bean too?
You gotta use it.
You can certainly do that.
I mean, I have my illusion spell. I could always make one of the Dark Cannon and eye appear and see if it freaks him out.
That would freak anybody out. That
Yeah.
wouldn't show anything.
I think the less we
Depends
show
on
that
what
we
he
know,
says.
but the less that we show that we know, because we're clearly always being watched.
You guys continue past the orator aways and everything, and you see a youngster, a young human like teenager girl, who appears to be running about the crowds and the streets, handing out courtesy of Vogel, you know we'll rule with rock and stone in our hearts. Courtesy of Vogel, and she's just handing out loaves of bread with the brand of the Vogel clan upon it, just for free to people.
Yeah.
Cole will actually go up and like retrieve one and be like, Vogel? I haven't heard too much about him.
Rock and stone for Vogel. Sir, if a vote for Vogel is a vote for a heart of rock, stone, strength, and unity.
Cole's gonna whisper, do you believe that? Or are they paying you?
I'll say something else if you pay me more.
Good to know. Cole just nods and turns away and walks. I don't have any money. We don't know what we want her to say yet, so I'm paying her.
Snatches the.
Does Eleazar see that? Hey, does Eleazar see that?
Oh yeah, no, you all see this. Yeah.
So then Eleazar goes, hey, why don't you just give us a little something? What do you know?
I mean, what do you mean? I know someone paid me 3 whole silver pieces to hand out this bread, and for every 10 I hand out, I get to keep half one for myself.
3 silver and bread. It's a good
That's
deal.
a pretty good deal.
Great deal.
Great
Why do you
deal.
think I'm doing this so?
Do you know who paid you?
Vogel clan.
One of the orator's constituents, I think, or whatever you call them. One of their friends or someone who works with him. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm hungry, and I like money.
Who doesn't?
Good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Do you know-
I mean, if this is what I mean, I'm not old enough to vote, but if this is what it's always going to be like with Vogel, sure, why not?
When the traveling mercenaries come through town, do you know where they stay?
Oh, you mean the Bone and Brine?
Yeah.
Is that a good inn?
Yeah, if you don't mind getting tossed around every once in a while.
That's par for the course.
We plan on doing the tossing.
Oh, well, just make sure you bring a med kit with you to patch up the bruises at the end of the fight.
It's there for.
Imagine
Hey.
Eugene.
Can't be any worse than the.
So where's this place at?
Furniture gets broken.
Can you point us in the right direction?
Sure. If you go past
Yeah.
the Fang,
Continue.
and a little bit to the west, it's going to be near the most perforation that's near one of the building that looks like it's about to fall over and half made of wood.
How about if you were coming into town and you wanted to get the most information, where would you want to stay? If you had all the money in the world, where would you go?
What do you want to know?
Because that's where I want to go. And I want to know from someone who knows this place.
How bad do you want to know?
I'll pass her a good berry. This will keep you full all day. How about for that? Another look? I promise.
Cole will pull out a gold coin. This will sweeten the deal.
You guys looking for like high end or?
We're looking for info. Where are we going to find the best information?
Not high end necessarily.
Hand's not normally the way you find the best information.
I want to head to the Whispering Wall then.
Whisper on the wall.
Can you take us there?
Well, I think call it that.
What's it called when we get there?
You guys are new, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
How's your belly?
Pretty good.
All right.
How do I get more?
Don't eat more than one.
Why not?
It's
It'll
a whole
jack it
day's
up.
worth of food. Have you ever eaten 2 whole days worth of food at the same time?
Yeah,
What happened?
Doesn't it hurt your stomach?
it does, but at least I can go longer without food now.
Let us keep until tomorrow morning. Eat it right before you go to bed.
It's even worse than if you eat 2 days worth of food at once. You have a chance of it coming up.
Hysterical.
It is, especially the purple standard leaves. It's really funny.
It's less hysterical when you're the one who's puking.
Temperature of life.
Right, Boots?
How tall is she?
She's about like 4 foot tall.
Okay. So Eleazar walks
She's
in front
like-
of her.
She's my size.
13 years old.
Okay.
13-year-old human girl.
Okay, so Eleazar he'll like walk in front of her.
tall.
I'm gonna get on one knee and go, hey, why don't you show us where this place is? Please.
I mean, I'm gonna show you. You gave me a gold piece. And
Well, let's go. Let's go.
you want me to lead you there?
Mm-hmm. All you gotta do
If you
is
need
look at it
if you
really
need
hard
us
as soon as
to-
we're
We could take all
We're
the
in front of
bread
it.
and say you
Go
cut it
ahead.
all out.
Roll a persuasion check. At advantage.
If you need us
do
to,
first.
we can wait until you're done handing out your bread, too.
Or you can just hand it all out to us because you handed it all out.
See it?
12.
You don't have it anymore.
The whole basket?
Yeah. How many are
Takes
yours?
like 5 of them. Hands the whole basket of like 50 to you. Great. I can finish my job right now.
12.
Just gotta get
Well,
How much
at
is there?
advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Is there about a baker's dozen?
I can take you there.
Well, I mean, there's definitely more than 12, so sure.
So he hands her a silver piece.
The official name of the place is called the Quarry's Qualm. We call it the Whisper. The walls are really thin there. You want to hear some stuff. That's really good.
And just to confirm, quarry is in rock quarry.
Get it? Quarry's
Yeah.
Qualm. Rather than a quarry.
Yeah.
Query.
A query.
Yeah. And it's alliteration. He's
No,
happy
yeah.
with himself.
What was the other one? The bone.
Bone and brine.
Bone and brine. Yeah, the bone and brine. Bone brine.
What's briny down here?
I mean, when you make meat and it needs to last for a long time, you
Oh,
gotta
I mean, you salt it, yeah.
salt it. Sometimes you gotta brine it, smoke it. How do you not know this?
Oh, I know that. I
You look like you're from down here.
was more thinking the ocean. When you say brine, I think.
Oh well, I mean,
Salt water.
there's underground oceans. I mean, we're right
Near
in the
here?
breach.
Oh, you've got
Yeah, the
you've got
breach.
pickled fish.
The breach empties into an underground ocean.
You've got pickled fish then.
I thought it led to further tunnels.
Kind of. They're dangerous though.
Cole gets a little.
Sometimes they come back to life. But sometimes you don't really know that they're dead when they're caught. Sometimes they can stay dormant for a while. So you got to make sure you,
Cut their heads off.
yeah, right before you eat it, because we cook them whole. But I haven't had one of those. Oh, ever.
With
But
that.
anyway, yeah, I can take you,
What's your name,
Boys.
by the way?
Melinda.
Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Because we never go there.
I know.
We always forget.
We have trails
Our
of people
manners are
just with
terrible.
no names.
Piece of bread. She starts carrying the place with the thing.
Right.
She's kind of like pulling out her dress and kind of like sauntering away and just kind of like dancing down the street, but just kind of like moving away. All right, so she tears a piece of bread. Where y'all from anyway?
I'm from Minheim.
All over.
Traveled away to get here.
Right.
No, I haven't seen one of those ever. And she points at your big mechanical creature that's walking around. That's fire.
No, this is fire.
You see his heart in there? The glowing thing? It's a storm that never ends. It's what gives him life.
You know, my mom says I'm stormy sometimes too.
Yeah, moms are like that.
Just embrace the chaos. It's much easier.
Says I struck her like a lightning strike. Unexpected. Abrupt. Unexpected. But anyway. She leads you through the town, munching on her bread. She stuffs in her big pockets that she has on her dress, and she just looks like she's got these two big things on the side of her dress and on the sides of her hat.
You might want to hand out some. Well, it's got Bogle on it. I don't know if you want to hand out bread.
You just put it all in the bag of holding. Perfect. And you guys head over. And she leads you to the west side of town. She's like, well, there it is. And she shows you this. It almost looks like a cylindrical oubliette type style. As far as part of the interior can be seen from the outside. Like there's a part of the wall that's missing. But it looks like it could have been repaired, but they choose not to because it's like it looks like a choice. It absolutely looks like a choice because like the rest of the place like looks nice. It's got like wooden reinforcements and like decently nice anyway. And it looks like it was like no, it gives it character. Leave it. And there's just that one room where you see somebody that's just like what to go. The people that go in that room, but they're like don't look. Which has been like the people that book that room know they're going to be seen by the public.
That's a choice.
That's absolutely a choice.
They're exhibitionists.
Yeah. Absolutely a
Play
choice.
into it.
I'll
do a cat call.
You do a cat hop. Then a handkerchief just flies out of it.
I don't want that. It's yours.
Look at this big old mole right here.
Everything's fine in the dark.
Oh my god. Perfect. Wonderful. If you'd like to, you can memorize where that room is before you
No
enter it.
thanks. Everybody's the same size laying down.
As our lawful good.
Lawful good.
If anybody has
exactly know if
embraced the
that's
chaos, it is.
Very true.
I mean, tails have to change the thickness. You know, a gnome's probably not as thick as a.
Okay, we're not talking
dwarf.
real semantics. It's a saying.
I was gonna say, like, even among your party, y'all are not the same.
Not it, like any of us.
No.
None of you. Okay. Anyway. So you walk it. So it's kind of like, it looks like a small like tower, with like crenellations on top, but it's got like wood reinforcements along the side. It looks like it was built with stone at first, and then reinforced with wood as far as like exterior installation, and then with daub. It looks nice, except for that one hole that's just artistically there, and it's just like a couple bricks that are missing, so yeah, it has a sign that swings. It says the Quarry's Qualm on it, and you hear, some talk within, just like people going, it's just a crowd, and you walk in. It looks like the bottom floor is a tavern. There's lights lit up. You see here that you haven't really seen many people with torches, with fire here. You've seen some people, what looks like on their shoulders are these like glowing grub-like creatures that just kind of sit on their pauldrons. It looks like their pauldrons have like these little
Cages.
These are the
not
same.
cages, but like almost like taco style, like shaped formations of like little saddles for these things to sit on their shoulders to just get stuck there, and you just see them like, kind of move back and forth. They look like glowworms that are
The
just
same grubs that we encountered before, right?
That the caravan had.
Yeah.
yeah, very similar. Except the ones that you look up that are like hanging from the ceiling are fucking massive. They're huge, and they light up the whole thing. With like enough dim light to have light there whenever they need it. And like there's ones from like this big to hundreds of feet, that are up like hanging from the ceiling. And yeah, so they've got these grub saddles on their shoulders. A lot of people, some people that are like trying to push the fads have like hats that dangle them like carrots in front of them, like anglerfish. And they're like, thank you. Yes, I can afford the angler look. Thank you. You walk in, and rather than torches and candlelight here, it is mostly this yellow, greenish glowworm light. As every once in a while, someone picks up a glowworm and goes like, and then they put it off to somewhere else, and they seem to be okay. You see quite a few of them as people are eating, just eat the crumbs off the table. They're happy, they're not being abused or anything. They're just creatures just doing their thing. They appear to be like the natural creatures that live around here, and they kind of like form this symbiotic relationship with the populace, where they pick up all the detritus, trash, and crumbs that they leave behind and eat that as food, and they provide light for all the inhabitants. It's a little raucous down here. It's a little loud here. You see a couple of people. There's one argument in the corner that looks to be heated as two people are like pointing fingers in each
What are
other's
they
faces.
arguing about?
That looks like both of them are wearing pins of one looks like wearing a Clan Vogel pin, and one is wearing a pin of another clan that doesn't look familiar to you. But it doesn't look like Stoneworm, and it doesn't look like Vogel.
I'm reading their lips. What are they arguing about?
It looks like you say rock and stone, more like rock and lame. And the other one's like It's like, lame? I'm not lame. You're lame. You're the lame one. You're the third sister on the mother's line of the second iteration of your family was born lame. I'm like, well, that's a low blow. Like, well, nobody can choose their genetics at birth. Like the just arguing at each other, spitting at each other's, spraying it.
Did I ever figure out what the other name of the clan was?
Oh, among the conversation, you do catch Herak, Hierak, Clan Herak. Buddy.
I know. H-I.
Hierak, Herak.
Okay.
Herak, Tirak, and Vogel. So,
No, Herak.
no, when we first came in, you gave us other. The original crier was talking about the bad clans. He said Hirak and Tirak.
Herak and Mortanic.
Mortanic?
Mortanic. I have it written down. Clan Vogel, Clan Stoneworm, Herak, and Mortanic. Sorry if I studied it a little bit.
I might have just written it down wrong.
So yeah, those appear to be the four clans that are at odds at the moment, or at least the ones that have a chance to try to.
Hirak, Mortanic, Vogel, and Stone.
Yeah,
And Tyr.
there's only four. Tirak, I did not mention. I don't know where Tirak came from.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay, sorry.
pulled that out.
Four
somewhere.
clans. These are the four factions. The four clans. These are the ones that appear to be at least have some sort of power. I mean, like these are the only ones that you really hear being mentioned, or at least are part of the conversation or part of the debate as you're trying to get here. A lot of these conversations as you're walking by, just kind of dropping off, and especially with your passive perception and your observant feat, you kind of picking up that a lot of these are political in nature or like familial arguments in nature. A lot of this, many of the dialogue has, I don't want to say devolved, but just transformed into merely discussions, if I could even say that. That's a very generous term.
Discussions.
Of the current state of power. It's a big hot topic right now. So everyone's like, no, it should be Mortanic. No, it should be Herak. No, it should be Vogel. No, it should stay Stoneworm. The vote of no confidence shouldn't have gone through. It shouldn't have been a thing anyway. Like there's a bunch of people are defending and attacking all over the place. It's kind of political bedlam. But you find a place. Eventually, you walk up to the bar. What looks like a very busy, non-binary, short. What looks like a dwarf, like a dwarven orc mix, like a half orc, but the half is dwarvish rather than human. And a dwarf. What a dwarf. It's like dwarvish, stocky, but like with a bit of like a yellowish green, more of like a purplish, greenish tinge to it. Their skin and like one thing that kind of pierces their top lip and just goes right through. And they're like, "All right, what can I get you? Are you here to join the debate tonight at I don't know, whenever it starts.
How about joining the debate?
For trivia and debate? Is that what you're here for? I mean, it's not official. It's just a bunch of people yelling at each other. But, you know, it brings a lot of business, and I sell beer, so...
Do you have any rooms?
Yeah. I think I might have a couple. How many you need?
2.
2? Yeah, sure.
Can we
2
do the
beds
ones
each.
that aren't exposed to the outside?
That was taken anyway, so yeah. You know, I was surprised. You know, that one's I get to charge a surcharge for that one. Because
Makes sense.
surprisingly enough, that one is already booked for 3 months in advance. It's
Do you have
wild.
the same person book that out?
It's like
regularly?
it's like, you know, one of those famous hotels and those old stories. You know, everybody wants to stay in that room that has to do with that horror story. Everyone wants to stay in the same room.
Do you have the same person book it out multiple times?
I'm afraid I can't disclose the information of our.
I mean, we could just go stand out there and watch.
I mean, that's
sure they
kind of
like
the purpose of it. Yeah.
I mean, are you really concealing anything if they're going to be seen anyway?
We don't know their names.
I mean, if they want to disclose themselves and expose themselves, that's on them. But
Seems like they do.
Yeah.
okay, you guys want the 2 rooms?
So we don't need to talk about for you.
And some drinks.
And some drinks? Cool.
How much are the rooms?
rooms? It'd be like 3 gold for a night.
For each or for one?
For each room, 3 gold a night.
Okay, can we get
Wanting to feel one.
2 rooms for 3 gold?
Perverts expose themselves.
I'm sorry?
It's not
Can we
because they
get
wanna feel
2 rooms for 3
something
gold?
else.
I mean, it is a little steep.
It's a whole different thing.
Give me some more than that.
Yeah. Remember, goals approved.
I know.
Listen,
I know.
we're out here just trying to make it. 2 rooms, 3 gold. Pay you now.
Child too.
It won't be any bother. It'll be the easiest money you've made. Come on. 2 rooms for 3 gold.
Here's like kind of just swirling in your eyes. And you're like, twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
Shiny.
Twinkle, shiny. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Let's see here. Is that an advantage? No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's right. That's right.
That was a wild ride.
22.
I like your moxie. Sure, why not?
I put my hand on his shoulder. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Cole's gonna lean down and go, "I didn't know you could be quiet."
Every time I open my mouth, bad things happen.
They bad or interesting?
That's never stopped you before.
See, like coming up from behind you.
I'm Gray Glove Silvervein, and I'll need a room for my.
I don't push it behind. Just like,
I told you.
We not.
no.
No.
You can say
I
what
told you no.
So I give him the 3 gold.
Great, you give him the 3 gold. You
Yeah.
guys have night stay here if you like it. We're on a special because of the political climate.
Okay. And what's
To keep
that?
the room for next days or so. It's just another gold per day.
What about specials on the drinks? Food.
Oh well.
Instead of a
craft
room.
services.
Look, I mean, we like to party, so
Oh well, I mean, yeah.
He really likes to party.
You like to party?
no, he likes to party that way.
No, he did. He was like,
You currently partying?
Well, I mean, like, we need a place to stay so I can start.
Oh, right. You wanna maybe share the party for a favor?
What's the favor?
Consider your stay paid for?
Including the food?
and drinks?
For a week?
Roll a persuasion check.
I mean, I am the only human to ever survive the Gutbuster. I know how to party.
How much did you pay for the
Give me that thing over in
Carradine?
Well,
Yeah.
When it was 25, but
I'm trained in persuasion.
As long as you got out of here.
No.
You get advantage.
I'm trained.
Yeah, you get advantage still.
Right. Oh, no. It's 15.
No, I'm telling you, I'm trained in persuasion, so I rolled a
maybe
thing.
it's something like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You can roll
Yay! I get to roll one.
If I'm trained in something, I can't. Yeah. So
Just making sure you get
That's,
the money's worth out of it. Like not giving it away.
because I'm trained in persuasion.
Of course.
Yeah,
I got a 24.
24.
Ah, yeah.
Tell you what. You want to share the party favors? I'd be happy to make sure you're not bothered by anybody. You can have a pick of your suite for the next week or so. Also, would you, as I'm sure you already know, given your expert negotiations. If I should hear any whispering through the walls that you might find interesting, I wouldn't mind being myself a wallflower.
You can always be willing to compensate you for that.
Oh, he's already got an additional 3.
I know. I'm
Three-
willing
three
to
gold.
compensate a
We're
little
talking
bit.
about giving him party favors.
Yeah. I know.
That's enough. That's enough payment.
That's the pain of it.
What flavor you got in mind there? Furry friend? Oh wait, are you furry? No.
Well, I mean, his eyebrows are.
That's funny.
Eugene Levy.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you like some blue?
Which is like blue.
No, rum.
That would
I just love it.
It's like blue.
I think so.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard.
Really let me like blue. I'd go for some blue. You want to bump together?
I mean, it's a party, right?
Yeah, I gotta get something from the back. You want to help?
I'll be back.
I'm gonna send him.
Cole's even send the lock. No big dose.
And that was the end of law.
I've been growing out my pinky nail for a while now. he has commented on it.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Shikar's gonna ride on your shoulder and watch and make sure.
Oh, sure. You want to watch?
It's that kind of hotel, apparently.
I mean, last time I watched, so I can't really say anything.
My God. Okay.
Did anybody give us weird looks when Conk walked in with us?
Or moonshine.
Oddly enough, these people are so enraptured in their own discussions and debates among each other.
Barely
Like,
noticed.
he accidentally bumped into somebody, and we were like, "Oh, pardon me." Like, oh, whatever. Like, it's not necessarily like it's abnormal, but it's not like unheard of. It's just like, oh, okay, like somebody's.
I'll have him stand against the wall, like out of the way.
Do I hear any actual intelligent debate
Close to
topic?
getting a little more bad. This ends up being
Not just
awesome.
weirdly.
Do I hear or see any intelligent debate topic? Not just, oh, your clan sucks.
Oh yeah, no. There's a wide range. There's one of the no, you don't understand the social injustice of even suggesting that somebody would have a vote of no confidence just due to their grief from an elder who lost one. What kind of coalition or basis of representation are we trying to build here? If that's one of the things that we can cause somebody to step down from power, how could that even be? How is that even instituted in the law of the constitution of amenities that we have available in this city? And he was like, no, you misunderstand. In this time of crisis, one must make sure that we have the emergency powers available to us to make sure that we have the absolute correct leadership during times of war and inequity and also uncertainty. Do you really want to be caught with your pants down, Vogel? And yeah, so there's some people that are having
Actual ish.
pseudo-intellectual conversations, but yeah, some intellectual conversations. There
bar
are educated
conversation.
people here, but yes, most of it is working. But then again, the people that you're talking about they have quite a bit of trophies on them. They're working class, but they're educated. It appears like the type of hardened people you're seeing here aren't I'm big and I beat things up, so I must be dumb. It's nah, these people know what they're doing, but there are also big dumb people that also do that as well. And there are it's not all just I'm smart, so I must be weak. I'm big. I'm big. and strong, so I
It's
must
just
be
like actual politics, where there are some people who are loud and violent, and other people who are very
Yeah.
logical and intelligent.
But the feeling that you get here is though that it is still very visceral here. There is still a very kind of
Tension.
regardless of whether it's intellectual or I'll punch you out, it's still very visceral and intense.
Do I notice anybody who's trying very hard to not be part of the debate besides us?
There is what looks like a father and his daughter looks to be like just of drinking age. Looks like he just took her out for her first drink. And they're like in the corner, and they're like playing like a game with a couple like little stones on the table that has been carved into it, like a checkerboard kind of deal. And she has her first drink, and she's like grabbing it with both hands and drinking it. And they don't appear to be talking too much about politics and everything, but every once in a while, even despite that, from what you overhear, he goes like, "Don't become a politician, but if you do have to, don't be a Mortanic. Don't work for the Mortanics." They don't have clan colors available, so it's probably they're one of the lesser clans. That's like Firebeard clan that just doesn't have like a subjugative following or a substantive following family hierarchy as much.
Might be just a small insular level family.
Yeah, more like that. Yeah. So you go in the back. Wonderful.
No job, just right there. I'll be back.
This can only end.
I'll be right back. Just have an ale.
I'll just hold on to like your shoulder, Argus, and just let you know.
Cool. You go to the back. He clears off the top of one of the barrels. And he's like,
Can you still take?
or they. I'm sorry. They are just like so.
Thank
He
you.
just goes like
Thank
gestures to be
you.
like, all right, okay, ready. And he's like, so you're from out of town, I see. All right.
Oh yeah, and I'll pop off the eye patch and figure out because trying to remember which one's in the hole and which one's in the.
That's genius.
So yeah, so I think the blue's in the hole. So I'll
Did
pull
you
the-
take
pull
out
it
your eye just for that?
No, it just kind of happened.
All right. Well,
But
it's still pretty cool.
This really helps. Put the eye back.
Oh, cool.
Got you a patch.
You guys come out of town, make your way through, get some work done.
Oh, yeah,
See the plate.
There was a caravan they were trying to get from one place to another. You know, they were ready to, shit. So we protected them from the shit.
Got it. Cool.
So,
Yeah. Mercenary work pays pretty well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, get good pay better, but it's a living.
You caravan the caravan that you were following, they were transporting this stuff too?
Kind of wish. Except for one part that could have kind of buried, but no, they were carrying something else.
Cool. You ready?
Just give myself my little pinky, and then I'll just hand.
Just
He like makes up a nice line. He's like,
I take a step back.
you see his eyes just go. Blue.
Yeah.
Shakar will, before you bump it, he'll like scrape off the top, like level. On your pinky. Just like
Good on you. And I'll do my micro bump.
Yeah, cool. Go ahead and roll Constitution save.
Oh my god.
I shit you not, he got a natural 20. Fucking not, he got a natural 20.
I was sitting there just going, oh my god, the log's gonna be around when this dude just dies after we agreed on our lodging for the week.
They're like hair, they're kind of orcish hair and orcish and dwarvish hair. So they've got this big beard that has, it's almost looks like that like swampy green color as the hair that's coming off. But it still has that like accents of like the iridescence of some of that like crimson in there every once in a while. So it's very Christmassy. It looks like that Orion that we saw
yeah.
on that Star Trek Strange New World. And they are just like, and you see like arcs of lightning spread from their beard as their beard kind of like goes up and starts to split and just rise up very
Static
Tesla coil
energy,
style, like
yeah.
that. And it goes, and there's like small arcs, Tesla arcs, of going from the beard to the hair. And they just like, this is bullshit. Grabs you by the shoulders. Yeah! Yeah! and he just burps this big old thing of lightning straight up, and it just scorches the ceiling. He's like, "Woo! Ooh, that's gonna keep me up for 5 days."
That's the idea.
Right, yeah. Ooh. No, let me give you a good trick, real trick. They don't tell you this, but if you eat only yogurt when you're under the influence of this stuff, you won't have the shits. You won't have it. Like you won't get the headache. You won't get the hangover afterward. You won't get the shits. You won't vom. You won't hurl it up. It'll stay in your system longer. The lactose enhances the feeling. So it's like microdosing the whole time. So it lasts like twice as long, and your body doesn't get like withdrawal.
He didn't give him tips on microdosing longer with yogurt?
Yogurt. Fermented bacteria in lactose.
Like how Trisha just yells that out in the middle of the bar.
Well, just to like...
No, lactose.
Toast. No, I have all my toes.
You don't like your toes?
Amazing. Dialogue.
That is
You're already there, man.
Oh yeah, I mean this. That's why I just do the microdose because if I do too much, then,
Sure.
whoa.
Right. Yeah. What'd you get on your concept?
Only a 10.
A 10? Okay, that was the DC for such a small box. You're okay, but you definitely like burp this little cloud of like ball lightning.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I didn't like that beard stray hair anyway. No big deal. Anyway, that was great. I'm gonna go ride this high for 5 days.
Just remember the deal.
Yeah. No, my sentences are heightened, man. I hear everything. Or else. Is there anything you want me to keep an ear out for?
So this political intrigue that's going on.
Yeah. Who you want me to? What do you want? Who do you want dirt on? What plan are you buying?
Give me dirt on all of them.
An anarcho communist, that kind of thing. You're an anarchist.
Down with the fucking system.
Down with the fucking system. I hear you, man. Down with as long as I don't have to pay taxes, but everybody keeps coming into my place and paying me and strictly adheres to the system of commerce within my establishment, the rest can fall. That's fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. As long as people don't break, as long as people that break the laws within my establishment get prosecuted, but everything else can. That's fine.
Well, now you just kick those fuckers out.
Yeah, exactly. It's just easy as that. Easy as that. Yeah, no big deal. You go out into the wasteland and all. Yeah. Who needs leaders, man? We're our own leaders. You see you right now. I mean, look.
Look, have a new best friend.
You're already. You're there, man. You're on the top of the world. You might be under it right now, but you're on top of it.
Just great.
Everybody has to look up to you. You can seize it.
Well, I'm really tall, so I'm used to them looking up. So
All you have to do is just grab that power and just milk it as much as you can.
okay, that's where the toast comes from.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The yogurt.
The yogurt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you squeeze that yogurt. You wring it. You slurp it all up.
What?
Shakar's gonna tap you on the shoulder and be like,
Oh, yeah. So, wait. I don't want them to think that, shit's getting weird in here.
Oh, yeah, sure. He just slaps you or they just slap you real hard in the face.
I needed that.
Yeah.
Backhand him back.
I'm so sorry.
Wonderful. Oh, man.
Is there any booze in here?
Oh, you want?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Barrels.
I'm just gonna grab a
Yeah, you
bottle.
just grab like a cask of like dwarven fire ale, which is it's more like it's not like fire water. It's more like it's like whiskey. Think about like Fireball whiskey, except good. And
Does not compute.
yeah, it does. I know, right? It was like this is they say grandma pappy mom and pop poo poo. You squeeze the rye with her toes in order to get this. You want
You like squeezing things.
And toes.
you're not there.
Toes and feet.
He's got a foot thing, doesn't he?
Did he actually bump off his foot?
She, whatever oils were left in those those grains, she just the strength in her toes is just legendary. And she just fermented that right under all that stuff, and it's
So
I need more beer.
All right.
Thank you.
toe whiskey.
All right.
You know what? Fire toe. You know, new name. He tears off the label and pulls out licks the back of a piece of plaster, paper mache, plops it on there, pulls out a piece of charcoal. Fire toe whiskey.
Is there any other bartender here, or is it just like?
It's just like
person?
So we're all still sitting
But
there
can you
waiting.
get me something stronger?
See, so what
Just
you
reach
do,
over here. I'll hold your legs.
he's pretty much he's
Is anybody
you made a
watching the
pretty good deal
bar?
with him. You can pretty much do whatever.
No, he's the
you
only
want
bar.
with this
He's the only
establishment.
person
You're
working right now.
Just don't destroy my shit, and you guys will be.
so I'll just
so I'm just gonna take
quietly slip through the crowd behind the bar.
take like a
and
small cask.
get us around.
or it's just something. I'm just gonna take something off whatever shelf. Like with the
I
toe.
can actually see you.
Yeah, you want to grab a cask? He was handing you the bottle. But you're like, I'm gonna take this cask instead. Okay, so you got you're like, I think I want that. So he's like, I like you. We should hang out. What are you doing tonight?
Sleeping.
True. Valid. All right, yeah. Well, you ever want to hang out,
We're gonna be staying here for a while, so you. And I just go.
Bill Grar.
Pilgrim.
Good to know.
Pilgrim the toe guy.
Bilge Grar. I mean, it depends on, your dialect, but
Yeah. Well, thank you for the toe whiskey.
you're welcome.
If you really want to help sell it,
Yeah,
what you do is you take a toe, you put it in there,
yeah.
mix it around, and that's how people know that it's toe whiskey. Because there's a little toe floating around there.
I know.
Slaps you. That's it. That's gripping it and squeezing it and sucking it all out. You're there. See? You're there.
That's how you
God.
sell.
Worse than
What, how can I vote for you?
For me, you tell them to vote for Midnight. Midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight.
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 You got it. Mighty Man.
Yes, that's the one.
Mib.
That's the one, yeah.
Mib. Elijah Benjamin.
Yes.
That's your
Mighty Magic Might.
Yeah.
Mib. We got it.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. Take the barrel.
Middle Mighty. Got it.
So during this time,
Yeah, sure.
Zemdak has gone
Sort of
back
like
and
snuck
gotten
through the
us to-
crowd behind the bar, grabbed a couple bottles of whiskey and a handful of tankards, and
You just
he's not going to serve us, so I'm going to get us our drink
Yeah, there are quite a bit of patrons here. You just gonna start stealing from the bar?
stealthily.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
You're little.
Come on, you can get us some drinks. Just go ahead and do it.
Every once in a while, you just see, looking at the bar, you see a
I
hand
definitely cast
go
a
up
guidance.
and just come down.
I was tossing you some inspiration too.
You just see the bar, and then you see an arm go over here, grab something.
27.
27. You do this thing where you have conch go and almost fart with exhaust, or make a weird squeaky sound every single time you're about to grab something, and makes people look away from the bar, and you just snag. Snag.
I'm not taking a bunch. I'm taking like a round, like a couple bottles of whiskey and like a handful of.
Yeah, you got it. Snag.
Yeah.
You got like 3 bottles of whiskey, and what I'll say is like
4 or 5.
a small cask of ale.
You know, like the Oktoberfest waitresses, where they've got like a handful of
The
tankards?
steins, yeah. Yeah, but you got what? But it's you're small.
Yeah.
And you can't carry 7
No.
to 10 steins.
Like,
so, but
You could probably
can
lift them up on the bar
roll a
across the
small
ground.
cask of ale into the bag of holding. If you
I don't want a whole cask.
want. Okay.
Couple bottles of whiskey and as many tankards as I can fit in my hands.
When you're about to see me come out of there with a whole cask.
So,
We'll just stick them on the bar.
We don't know that.
so like 2 in each hand.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can throw the bottles of whiskey in there.
Right.
You can pull out 4 steins.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Let's go get a table.
All right, you guys sit down at a table. As you're like walking away, he's like,
Was there any yogurt back there behind the bar?
there was a bowl with a spoon in it of half-eaten yogurt.
Nice.
Um,
Just curious.
like under the bar.
I wouldn't grab that. That's just,
I'm not touching it. I was just curious if there was yogurt back
I
there.
didn't say
He's like,
I don't matter.
I used to be part of the Crystal Brand. I'm telling you, that's quite a contingent. You know what they always real important about? If I was still one of them, I might bust you for dealing so much. But you know what? You're too fun.
Yeah,
You're too fun.
I hear that all the time, actually.
And well, I'm not dealing. He's partying.
drag you over to a table.
I forgot what I was gonna say. So
Period.
That shouldn't do that.
Second period hasn't started yet.
I'll go out and I'll find their table and just set the cast down.
Nice.
That away, dog.
I won't get trashed. I have work to do if we're going to sit down. But
Pernua is in
will
here.
have fun.
She doesn't seem to need to worry about her complexion here. This is a very colorful mercenary. Like people, oh shit, come here. Pernua's here. Conk's here. Pinjack's here. Who else is here that I'm missing? Shakar. Twig is probably.
Yeah, he's just tucked away.
You need a bowl of yogurt for your canine.
What is she? She's Missy Pile right now.
Oh no, I meant. Oh, never mind.
Oh,
She eats regular food.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, you still got them. You still got them.
Beatrice is. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Okay, you guys getting trashed? Is that your objective here?
No.
No.
You guys have so much alcohol.
Well, you know what? It's only fitting that we should have a large amount of alcohol, considering that Boots always has a large amount of alcohol.
Well, small cup cocktails are always really nice.
Alcohol comes in handy in many
Yeah.
different forms.
Cool. So
Special disc.
I'll let you guys just know. So you have time here. You don't know when or if this if it's like a vote or a council decision or whatever. You don't know too much about it, but you guys have some time here. Especially today, if your intention is to like kind of just do some exploratory information gathering, this is a pretty good spot to do it, especially since now you have a bartender or some of the most
crowd.
wallflower type people to get stuff. Barbers and bartenders, they know the most when it comes to that. When it comes to Scuttlebutt, so you've got someone who is have their ear to the ground, pretty thing, and so they're listening
for 5
on.
days.
They're listening on dirt for every claim. Yeah, what are you doing? For the sake of time, what are you guys doing?
So,
Drinking contest?
do we need
I'm
to
just gonna get fucking drunk. I don't care, who wins.
ask Kosuth What's the best way to get his champion
Shouldn't hurt. While you were back there,
into the
said
seat?
you had a new best friend.
He was very excitable.
Couldn't hurt.
I was speaking.
I mean, I can't set up this ritual here in the middle of the bar. That's not really going to work.
Nope.
I mean, we can go upstairs to.
If he's
The
given
room.
us rooms.
Yeah,
I think I want to
Sweet.
But
go into the
Booze is
town and
here.
get the
we can bring the wolves upstairs.
people's
I can carry this upstairs.
support.
I'll camp out
here
down
now.
here at the table, just in case.
We don't
Just a
all
little
have
bit.
to go.
Oh no, I was gonna go into the town and see if maybe I can get the people's support. Is there any kind of games going on? Any fighting competitions? Anything that?
Eliezer,
Not that
last
you
time
know.
that we like separated like that, I got stuck at a flame and actually had a lady burst into flame and got into jail. Do we really want anyone to go off by themselves?
No, we need buddy system. You know.
well, I mean, it is. We can have another drinking contest then if one of us goes to jail.
If there's any drinking contest, you need to be involved this time.
Is that the goal? To go to jail? Is that the goal?
No.
Take Pernua with you.
Well, I
We'll
mean,
explore.
Argus and I have had our turn in jail, so it's got to be someone else.
Okay, I'll take Pernua with me.
Where would you like to go, sir?
Eliezer's been locked up plenty too.
Is there any places around here where there's any friendly competitions going on? Maybe try to win over the crowd of people.
Not mine. But, with your urban bounty hunter background,
We still haven't really heard much about it.
here's the thing. Go ahead and roll an insight check for me real quick.
Eventually.
That is.
No, that's
yeah. That's just wisdom, I think.
13.
13. The vibe you're getting here is that most of the bouts that are happening are via disagreement from like conflicting ideologies.
You want to
And
insult
conflicting beliefs.
somebody's clan.
As far as like sanctioned bouts, that stuff, most likely, all the attention for that, like the audience that would want to watch those, are focused on the ones that would be involved in the trials right now. And they're like, there might be some appetizers here every once in a while in the general populace, but most of the ones that do those types of things, like gladiatorial or whatever, or just like, fighting pits, are kind of losing their audience because they're all getting riled up and ready for the big, like the trial ones. So those are the ones, like if that is your intention to seek out, the trial ones are probably going to be your best bet. Granted, you have to qualify to enter said trials, so you have to have somebody, you have to have a representative, or you have to have a candidate. And as is the rules of many things with that, the candidates themselves don't have to compete, they can have champions. Okay, if nothing else, then I see you guys just get a little drunk.
I'm going to cast divination, but I got to figure out how I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going upstairs for.
Yeah,
Okay, and I'll
we'll go up to our room.
I'll go up and
One of
just
them.
start working on spell stuff.
Some
I'll
of
let you
the
know.
We never pick up the sweets, too.
Some of the people who are arguing, though, especially like some of the more drunk ones, I'm gonna start like connecting together brains and going, Clan Midnight would help protect us from problems with the Underdark, and like trying to put those thoughts into
Cool.
people's-
You're getting better at this. So you do so, and you're only doing it to people who are already like deep in conversation to try to do it subliminally, rather than somebody who has the attention span to spare to be like, wait, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you discerned your abilities enough to enable hone them to be able to be like, okay, this is when I should use it and everything. Visually, physically, you don't notice a change in the behavior, but the seed has been planted.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pinjack and I are just camped out at the table.
While I'm doing that, though,
I'm
offering
lightly
to
drinking.
Go see
I'm not
sketching
doing
in
intrigue
my-
anymore. I'm just
anything to burn.
sketching in my
Go on.
design book.
Bottle of booze we just got,
Okay.
right?
Sketching some
Right,
designs.
More than that.
Worried about how
Hey,
close that
Pinjack,
was,
are you,
but I
are you
guess.
keeping an eye out for,
Yeah, I guess I can make.
I don't know,
pretty
whatever
big
signals
fires.
you need to look for?
fire isn't the answer to everything.
Praying.
I am doing a ritual spell to my fire
To
deity.
like try to find a faction.
Your people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Truly, fire is the answer to everything.
I mean, are you looking for somebody wearing certain colors or
I
a
don't
symbol
claim to burn
or
a lot.
An emblem most of the time,
Definitely.
but sometimes it's hidden either by magical means or under certain light conditions.
a person going to be wearing it, or is it going to be on a building?
No. Well, that's the thing. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Cool.
Sometimes people are only wear a symbol or an emblem when they're near an area. It's kind of like, what's that mental disorder / disease where you see patterns everywhere and you think everything is about you?
Synesthesia. No.
That's
Where you taste what you see.
Yeah, and when you see colors,
You taste colors.
you taste colors, and you see colors when you hear music and stuff like. But no, it's like it's pretty much. You're gonna see. It's like the number 13. If you think about, or 23. If you think about it, you're gonna see it everywhere. It's kind of like that, except these people do it. It's kind of a mental game where
Subliminal messages.
subliminal messages that are left around, whether it's somebody that only wears the emblem on their outfit when they're walking across a certain crosswalk during a certain road and everything, and they all eventually lead you back if you open to the idea of them and know what to look for to where it is that we're going. Some emblems are only visible when there's a full moon on establishments. Some people only walk their certain paths during certain times of day, so it's something that we just have to be aware of
So,
while we're doing our thing.
detect magic is a self-cast spell.
Correct. It just enhances your own vision.
With the way I do it, could I put my goggles on somebody else and allow them to detect magic?
Very shrewd of you.
Just curious.
Probably like me because I have the spell.
Just say no. I was just wondering if I could give him the ability to look for those symbols. If they're hidden by magic.
So two things.
But no one to know how to use
Give
it.
me a moment to think about that. Two things. The second thing is
If not, I
he
can just do it
already
myself.
kind of knows what to look for.
Right.
That could just help him,
Right.
possibly.
That's what I was aiming at.
Here's what I'll say: is that if you want to do so,
Help him see
the
hidden
magic
stuff.
of the goggles gets fueled by their contact with you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like you innately kind of power them, although they might be a technical device. They kind of like do a feedback loop with your own like artificer magic.
Okay.
So you could put them on him if you want to. You just have to be like,
Keep contact.
yeah, you have to be with him at all times.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like for
That's what, like sitting in the booth, like put the goggles on him
yeah.
and be like,
Also, he
way
is
for us to
technically
get
part of your DNA and blood, so this
champion
makes that a little easier,
Okay.
or even possible, if that makes any sense.
And are we not trying to get?
I don't know if anybody in here
I think
is wearing one of your symbols, but this might help you see things that are hidden.
Okay.
Just take a look around.
Well, these are heavy. Are they expensive?
Yes. Do not break them.
He looks around.
Safer.
Why is the bartender glowing blue?
That would be the party favors that Log gave him.
He's having a good time.
He's chock full of lightning energy.
You kind of are too, but there's like an oval of static in your belly. Okay. All right.
Are you still down in the bar, or did you go up to the room?
No Sabi drinking with Cole.
So us four are still sitting around. In
We swiped one of your bottles, by the way.
That's fine.
Yeah.
How much of that
We got all
bottle?
mask here.
It's a part of the spell component.
Really? A bottle of alcohol?
No, it's a part of the amount of gold part of a
Divination.
token.
That was more of like, I wasn't an insinuation to you. That was being like, I don't,
It's not just a bottle of alcohol.
A bottle of whiskey from
a
this
bottle
place.
of whiskey?
It's a
gold.
sacrificial offering to my deity.
A bottle of whiskey, I'd say
Dwarven
like,
whiskey with fire toes. Or whatever.
I'd say anywhere between 5 and 10 gold.
Okay,
Okay, so
A couple bottles of that could work.
that's fine because I have incense to cover the rest. It was just
Cool. Let's see.
I'm just trying to help him find his people.
Sure. Yeah. Well,
Argus obviously asked Trichetti, how do we want to frame this?
You know the symbol for an outhouse is a moon?
Yes.
Well, usually in taverns they put a moon to show you in the direction as to which direction to turn out of the tavern in order to go fish and shit and
Sure.
whatever thing.
Yeah.
There's two on the crown molding of this tavern. That doesn't make sense. But they're
doesn't.
both pointing Mr. Reader.
Meh.
That could be something. That means we might have to head east from here to find our next clue.
Is that a symbol of your group?
Elestrade is very closely tied to the moon.
Moon. That makes sense. As long as it's not some other group that has an fixation with outhouses.
And means anything.
It's not there.
Can't see the second one without the duck.
Okay.
That's really these people. You see what I mean? They are smart. They know how to operate. Operatives. Anyway, do you want to do that now or?
I'd say we wait till we have a few more people
Yeah.
walking with us.
All right. If nothing else, you guys, is there anything you wanted to take care of before you go to bed tonight?
Well,
I'm going to cast divination.
What would you like to do?
So I'm going to set up a ritual to cast divination with the whiskey and the rest of the incense.
Okay, how are you going to prepare this whiskey?
I mean, I'm going to gradually
Climb to your toes.
and stick it in the fire.
Stick your feet in the fire.
We'll be the first extremity to burn.
Liar, feet on fire.
I'm going to so in the room, is there any place like there's a hearth or any place that I can actually
In the room, there is like an
that's
iron
fireproof?
stove, like kind of like a chimney, but it goes out and then
Okay.
like a stovetop pipe thing.
I'm going to pour the whiskey in Kosuth's symbol so that it burns in the symbol.
Cool.
And I'm gonna, wait, do a copy of the whole
Accelerate,
symbol
cool.
until
Fun. Cool. Very satanic. I love it. Awesome. Cool. So you do that on the small potbelly that is in there, and you light it.
I'll light it at the end of my ritual because obviously it takes 10 minutes
Sure.
to and there's incense that has to be set up around it. And
Grim will be like, "Can I help?"
I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase a question to Kosuth.
You want to bounce an idea off me or something?
I have how do we ensure the conclave's preferred candidate does not take power?
That's pretty political for Kosuth, but maybe something less specific but more pointed.
Like? How do we get you in power?
Rather than talking about people as individuals, maybe as aspects. How can the fire reach its most?
How can we let the power of Kosuth steer the town of Styrcragg towards the Great Flame and away from the power of the Conclave?
How can Styrcragg bask in the glow of the Great Conflagration without burning under the weight of its own charm? Something like that. Without consuming itself and becoming ash? Something more
Being corrupted?
perhaps. Something that really helps with these types of things. I mean, this is all hoodoo voodoo, right? So, although it is clerical, symbolism, figuratism might not be as most specific and precise as you desire, but it gets. You might dock me for this, but the deities are dramatic. They like the flair. I mean, Kosuth, he's like fire, brimstone. I mean, come on.
talk about. So yeah, I mean, if we use that type of terminology, it helps. Also, he's a little egotistical, conceited. So the questions about him, but also, rising tide raises all ships kind of deals, probably gets a more accurate answer. So if he's like,
How can I bring your flame to spread your power in the Great Conflagration onto this ash that is Styrcragg?
yeah, without having it crumble beneath the own weight of its embers or something like that. Something that's, yeah.
You might really say like what you really want, maybe just
Yeah, Krishandi's like,
Just being tested the last couple games. The tension is definitely getting.
that's why the Arcani.
But I could get more of a straight answer if I use his terminology than.
You gotta play his game.
I mean, it's up to you. It's every religion's different.
Otherwise, you won't get a straight answer. And he'll just tell you to burn the whole city down.
Right.
Possibly. Well, I mean, if you have something specific to ask, of course.
Well, I mean,
It's just that's a big question. That's a lot of exposition.
it's a powerful spell.
How about help you to persuade? Is there a way to persuade?
It's not a persuasion.
Purity is also
Surrounding
important
city.
for him. Purification through fire.
Right.
He likes it when you offer him something not just sacrificial, like alcohol and incense, but favors and exchanges, of course, by purifying the impure that don't deserve to be rulers here, something like that.
Just be careful. And I know I'm talking to two clerics of his light, but the conclave want, it seems, to have primordials back in power based off of what has been tried to get, for you, right? For you to be recruited into that stuff. So
Yes.
is this
But that's to use my power.
right? But
Wait, the conclave tried to recruit you too?
Yes.
you too.
They
You
tried
said
to
two.
recruit you, and that's how you got locked up? You told them no? We haven't gotten into this.
Not
Why were you locked up?
Initially, I was just a political prisoner, but something changed and they thought they could try to turn me, but they know how stubborn I am. I nipped that in the bud really quick. So
Was it a big
they
construct?
tried
Was
to
it the
convert
Warforge?
two keepers of the flame.
Indeed.
Why?
Well, they didn't have you.
Metal fellow, tall,
Yeah.
monotone sometimes.
Yeah. I did shock him once, and he had a really hard time functioning. It was fun.
Probably deserved it.
Be careful if that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do the opposite, yeah?
But
I
who
don't
said
know.
it's of him? That would be them using the power, not us having the power.
If they could have agency over us, can you imagine? Technically, I mean, if the roots go that deep and they have someone in Bullmore bed in the triumvirate,
Who said
They already
they don't
have
have the
control.
black flame?
exactly. Who says they don't already have control of the black through legitimate means?
They're good at that.
To a certain extent, though, too, if anybody's out of their reach, it'd be someone in a position like hers. The black flame just doesn't disappear if she doesn't do what
She's
they
a
want
highly
her to do.
public figure.
Yeah.
So if anybody's safe, it would also be her.
I guess just to make
No
it
one would believe that she would just be kidnapped. It'd be hard. That'd be a hard, tough sell.
I guess make it whatever your prayer or the spell, whatever it is that's actually for him and not him being a tool or them. I don't assume their gender, I suppose. Sounds fine. But yeah. Would hate for them to be under.
How do we spread your fire to purify the city of Styrcragg to remove the corruption of the conclave?
Let your will
That's pretty
take place.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Very good.
suits both of our causes, and you know how much he likes purifying through fire.
Okay, that's what I'm going to use.
So
when I
yes, for
cast the
me.
spell.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Super cool. So you cast the spell. You have to. Do you have to roll anything? I have to roll something, right?
No.
No, you just get to tell me.
I get to tell you in truth. It's a
not
truth.
augury,
Nope.
but it can be as cryptic as I want it to
You
be.
ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity, then it will occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. The reply may be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that may change the outcome, such as casting another spell, or losing or gaining a companion or champion.
Okay.
Companion. Yeah.
Well, you know. Thank you.
You did your best.
As the fire of the potbelly still glows and changes color through oranges and yellows and whites and blues, and the potbelly itself starts to give a warm glow, and you start to see the legs of it start to get hot and burn into the wood and stone and char onto the feet of it, and start to smoke up a bit of black smoke from the feet. And as you see from the smoke whirled into the fire, you see this just anamorphous movement of undulating that just recognizes when a voice is being spoken. And you just see, the rest of you just see smoke and fire, and you just have this vision. A face uncovered. A fear of darkness. A lost babe. A loss. What was that?
It's
A loss. What's the word? Unequaled. Unequaled. A father throne. Given willingly to sadness and depths of depravity. The vultures circle. The plans are made. The vultures feast. Unless unmade. A stone does turn, as does a throne. A throne does crumble, as does the stone. Or take your time. Take your time. Your gift of choice. Is not a gift. A right sought out by those who uplift. The great worm does circle and bides its time. And when it strikes, what's mine is mine. That's where we're going to end this episode, guys. We're going to take a break. Make sure you stay tuned for when we come back, or head over to the next episode. And as always, thank you very much, and stay safe out there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.